be quite frank, for Ulf there, a pretty damn good game.
अच्छा खेला रे। ए, यहाँ पे अच्छा खेला रे। देख देख। ओ बहुत हार्ड, बहुत हार्ड, बहुत हार्ड। चैंपियनशिप। ये यहाँ से हुआ ना। हम पॉइंट टू पॉइंट खेलता रहे ये लोग।
On the inside now, looking to try and rack up these points. Lazarus will rise once again, I'm sure. Tony K is looking to try and control the staircase. It's not going super well. In the meantime, Ulf in a 1v3. Won't be able to take that one down. Nothing doing there for Scarface. Vampire continue to lose a player. Mori with the dropout. Looking for Tony K now. Kara have disengaged from this fight entirely, and they will have to continue their path out to the west.
Murray's still looking for more here. S12K runs out of bullets here at the moment. Tony K will tuck in for just a second. Now R8 looks for a little bit more. Tony K is
कौन जीता था ना
to the heels at the moment. A quick switch around. We'll find at least one.
Not going to be able to get that
इसमें कौन जीता था
flush
इसमें
out
अभी?
just yet, and it might be Amori with the res. Tony K
R8
nade.
R8 से
Yeah,
फाइट हो
Amori
रहा
actually wants the challenge. He's going for the fight. A double
Reload.
bouncer on it.
मार
Up
मार
and down the door frame, and Tony K rinses him.
Yeah, that was actually insane. In the meantime, Vampire's been able to get all their players back up and kicking. Left Tony K behind, assuming they won't be making it too much further into this match, but that remains to be seen. With a very clutch performance there from him. PUBG United 2025, by the way.
Both your Infinix GT30s.
यार इनका जैसा स्प्रे हम लोग का हो जाए।
To be able to rack that one up. We're looking currently at a
इंडिया वाला चलता ही नहीं है यार। ये लोग देखो, इन लोग का A7 है। A7 का ब्राजील का फोटो क्यों दिखा रहा है? पाकिस्तान वालों का क्या था नाम? किससे था? वो भी तो A7 ही था यार।
When you're this central, as DXavier are right now, the recall beacons are much more hotly contested and vigilantly guarded, right, by all the teams that have surrounded them. It's actually a lot harder to get recalls on if you've gone center early. So losing a player like that might be DXavier busted down to 2, but
पाकिस्तान का था यार।
just have to look to commit to a recall, even if you have to go all the way down south.
APG 51 पॉइंट में है। DRS का भी 51 पॉइंट्स है। और DX का 56। कौन आज गया आगे देखते हैं। कौन रिकॉल कर रहा है क्या कोई? अरे अरे अरे अरे, ये लास्ट प्लेयर था ना जो अभी। अच्छा ये ओहो गया गया। अच्छा अल्फा 7 ने किसी को
because of that. That was their final player. Mid recall as well. Very, very much a rough
R8 का प्लेयर था क्या? अच्छा R8 का प्लेयर।
Very much a rough scenario for
R8 45 बहुत जल्दी आउट हो गया यार।
today. I want to see a little bit more out of them. Some of the holds were less impressive. And I think for Scarface, who is an extremely experienced player, all
सिर्फ फाइट देखते हैं हम लोग।
same could be said for Vampire. Honestly, for Lazarus,
सिर्फ फाइट देखेंगे। ओ भाई भाई भाई भाई,
the off angles for not really doing that as
ये
much.
शॉटगन, ये नॉकआउट हो। अरे बच गया बच गया। अरे नेड आया रे, पकड़ दे। यही तो अच्छा खेलता है। अच्छा DRX समझ, DRX भी है। DRX का 2 प्लेयर है बचा हुआ, AE का 3 प्लेयर बचा हुआ है। DRX आउट होगा आई थिंक।
Looks for the shots. Rosemary baited by a teammate. No, don't want to shoot that guy. Step on in instead. Able to shut it down nice and quickly. So easy.
All dead.
DRX down to 1 player.
Just embed all the bullets in the wall.
रिकॉल हो जाएगा ना
so
DRX।
DRX will send Kikes
रिकॉल पे जा रहा है बंदा
as that beacon holder for the team. Trying to get back up to action. After the amazing day DRX had yesterday, it would be a shame to see
बच गया। फायर हो रहा था DRX में।
potentially get themselves up into a first place with DXAV going down to just
क्या लगता है DRX ने रिकॉल दिया कि नहीं?
We'll have to wait and see because they are pretty close to each other on the western side. Mad Bulls trying to hold down. Maybe central on the west side of things a little bit.
देख कितना दिमाग लगा रहा है ये मैड पुशर।
Just a bit of a reposition and actually sending out towards Kaitse, who does now need to be worried. Solo player, last for DRX, second place on the tables.
अच्छा DRX यहाँ है ना?
To try and hold this one out. Team Flash, they're rolling on.
गया
Looks
DRX।
like they're here to stay, but they've already managed to get the recall.
DRX रिकॉल कर दिया यार सारा प्लेयर को।
DRX, if they're able to get a
देख
clean
नेट
fight off the
देख।
back of this one, John, it means a fairly quick reset
4v4 हो गया।
working with limited supplies, which is probably the most difficult part of this, but if they're able to take down the players from Flash, oh my god, they'll be set for this game. So it's a top task, John.
Double barrel, not a lot of ammo on those recalls as well.
नेट है चूती है।
Now around the corner, Kaitse needs to try and hold out win. Low HP, does get clipped. The long angle here coming on through as well. But another step out, peak knock.
DRX का एक प्लेयर खत्म है, 2 प्लेयर नॉक। चलो 2v2।
The nade nearly connecting and getting a flush there is a nice little point improvement coming through for DRX.
That's a good shot from Hyunbin.
नेट कर रहा है।
Him being able to take down the backline player really does send things into a little bit of disarray now for the Flash. Sadly, DRX supplies are running very low. They are destitute on the side of the South Korean team.
वहाँ से क्यों नहीं मार रहे? अच्छा DRX का ये बंदा है।
No nades, really fresh off that recall. Feet just about back on ground.
तो उल्टा हो गया FL वाला।
Comfortable as it needs to be for them right now. Healing coming on through will be limited as well. But
DRX का 2,
DRX का got a lot more ammo than the rest of them.
DRX का 2 है और उसका भी
right now. 14 Flash, but speaking of QXE with a swift little peek out. Now they got 2 players to fight on in. The smoke covering the door here, but they might just try and charge it through. They can still get this recall with the smoke cover.
DRX opening the door with the res is going through. Flash moves off it on the side. Both players about as much HP as the final player from Flash here.
इसके पास healing भी है रे।
With the challenge, maybe
ओ भाई भाई भाई,
double bounce from Hyunbin as well. Banking the knee perfectly, and that's
Let's
Team
go.
Flash done and dealt with. Could not find the recall. Oh, that shot's coming in, but Hyunbin's going to stick it. Where's that coming from?
3 man हो गया एक
Circle popped up in the midst of all of that. Team Flash going down there.
जबरदस्त खेला रहा है.
It's not good.
No, it's not. I mean, for Team Flash, all that comes down to is Shumbin on that back angle. With the 1v1 he takes, he's confident enough to go for it as well, and that really does now push DRX back into a better position. Really cool to see, honestly, for DRX. I think it was potentially one of the players from Mad Bulls or DX Xavier taking shots over towards DRX there. DX Xavier did get themselves back up to 4 players total, but they're out in the blue right now, so it's a bit of a
fight
journey
yeah.
to get back in. Regnum Kaya, though, slap bang in the center of the circle, looking to get PMGC back under control now, but with only 3 players, it is a little bit more of a challenge for them.
Yeah, they lost a player earlier, I believe. Alter Ego have...
और फाइट देखते हैं क्या हुआ था.
We'll see whether they're able to an outpost in through the middle.
VP का
Very far afield. We'll see whether they're able to find their way on in. Thundertalk spotting Vampire in the meantime as well on our screens. Vampire trying to push in from that south edge. Thundertalk denying them access. Recall towers are still available. You can still use those recall beacons, so getting one of those under control is a...
Oh भाई 1 HP है तुम.
It's still a case of kind of having to go out into the edge of the circle to get that done. I think APG currently is guarding off the one over on the north side of the map here.
Full health हो गया.
From heading over towards that way. D+ are quite late into this circle for D+, I would say, on the northwest edge. They will be challenging against APG, go fairly soon, as well as their South Korean teammates.
Spray down from Mad Bulls over towards DRX on the rotate, who are now only 2 players alive.
APG का एक knock हुआ.
DX Xavier are, because I think 3 of them are very far out in the blue somewhere.
देख लो हर टूर्नामेंट में DRX APG यही लोग रहते हैं हर आगे.
Is going to start to time out as teams move in towards the area. He's not really going to be able to hold
देखो
that
सारा
solo if
टीम
someone decides to rock up.
बढ़िया खेलता है.
Very, very close by.
In comes DX.
Wolf down on Regnum Kaya.
सब देखो 30 के मतलब
You take him out of the mix, he can still
1 से 10 तक सब 30 के 11 तक 12 तक 30 के ऊपर ही है. APG फिर नॉक हुआ यार 2 प्लेयर को. APG का 2 प्लेयर नॉक गया. खत्म APG खत्म. DRX भी गया.
APG taking the full knock, the full flush on the squad wipe to APG.
गैप बनाना पड़ेगा. DX सब DX के पास मौका आ गया ना. DX का क्या हुआ है मैच में.
Arena right now, what they're going to do next, they actually have to get in, but they're cut out by that Eastern Road, and you've got Alter Ego to look at. Regnum Kaya probably challenging out for this position. Thundertalk need to come through here as well. Vampire tried to wrap up over towards that north.
As you said, on that wide swing, Vampire King trying to track them. Damage dealt both ways.
Over towards Skier as well, who is the main sightline over towards Vampire at the beginning. So getting him fairly low did mean the rest of Vampire could move up. Now Red Bull's going to make a move here over towards the rest of the team. But he's skirting very, very wide, so he should be okay. But this is a frustrating aspect of the match now for Alpha 7, because realistically you want the whole with Vampire getting up here. It makes your life very, very difficult, because you ever want to leave from here, you want to try and take a peek out towards the east side of the circle, which is probably more important to Alpha 7 right now. You have to cut through Vampire.
It's not ideal. On that southwest side, Kara fighting off on the eastern edge. This is the teams that you were talking about, right? E-Arena and Kara, with Thundertalk moving up towards the north. Kara are going to try and move first, get ahead of the curve. Sitting not going to be able to find that shot, find that spray down, and off angles are suppressing. Is that coming from DX Xavier? I think it might have been, and Kara get through with 2.
Getting an anchor down as well, right? They've set the post up. The rest of the team now needs to rappel over towards them. Alpha 7 though, looking over towards Vampire. Tony K already down, now flushed out. Carrillo takes an absolute whopper to the face there.
Ooh, and Lazarus spotted as well. That is nasty. Vampire now playing on us too. Both players from Alpha 7 not getting fully knocked there. Allows them to go for those heals, get those health bars nice and reset. They're looking healthy into this fight. Lazarus nowhere near
जिसको खत्म किया था ना
as well, and they're crashing straight on forward. Blank, they want to close this one out, but maybe they've bitten off more than they can chew. Guizhou getting a little bit crazy with it, and maybe not the optimal moment to do so.
Alpha 7 का 3 player
That's
बचे
what you
हुए
want to see. Alpha 7 losing one.
I mean, it looked kind of sick, you know. He stopped up short and then got out the
नेड
vehicle,
फेंक
got
दिया
the
bro.
momentum to propel him over the top of Red Bull. Sadly, didn't quite pan out the way he'd like, but I think for Alpha 7, that really does hurt them. And I think that if I was Carrillo, I'd be pretty upset with Guizhou right there. You just dropped your team down to 3 for no reason.
Ooh, Carrillo though finds another knock. Looks for the last. It's Lazarus to try and rise above. One spray, one nade connects. The shotgun around the edge, just not quite enough firepower there. Revo does go down, but they can look for this res again. The blue zone's moving in, but they've got a little bit more time to play with.
Yeah, super interesting ending here. With Kara able to get over towards little hilltop. You've also got Alter Ego on the northeast side in a compound. Ulf down towards the southwest, who are both fairly safe. You've got Goat as well inside of this. So likely we're going to get towards an end game here with 4 teams at 4 players, which is frightening for some other squads. Xing is just getting lit up by Marcel here. This is the revenge for the shots that were taken earlier.
That is nasty news for Thunder Talk. They were trying to keep themselves under control on the south side, but their move forward has been treacherous. Those emergency cover flares not quite giving them enough cover. They need a little bit more. And AJ now the last to stand. Only the one Elim over towards Alpha 7. Takes a little volley of fire, but can't really afford to stay out there too long. Alpha 7 trying to move in as well. They are right on the rim of this circle, Blank. They are just trying to skirt around the edges, try to find any sort of cover that they can. It's really sparse, but that's going to make it a little bit easier. Thunder Talk, though, out in the meantime.
Alter Ego able to find those shots. I'd like to see a step up from Alter Ego today, and already at 9 elims, it's been a fantastic game for them so far. Yesterday, I still think there was a bit of overconfidence coming through, which is... Yeah.
Only for the next 2 days, though. Only today and tomorrow.
I know, that's cool, though. Permanent skins, always nice to see, and it is a nice-looking skin, too. You also log into PUBG Mobile right now to get yourself a free boat, as well as some other goodies up until the 25th of December. So make sure you are logging in, getting those challenges done, and picking up your rewards. Your rewards!
There we go. That's the jingle we were waiting for. Oh, it's like Kalaris never left. It's going to be coming on in from the south side for Kara and Ulf. We're both looking to try and continue to represent Turkey. It was a 1-2-3 in that last match. And on that south side, they will split the difference right now again. Team Flash on our screens. At the moment in shooting range, Hills looking like they want to go too much further. DRX are behind them. So
DRX 56 और DX 66 पिछले मैच में दोनों 56 पे वो भी था, DX भी था 60, वो था 56 पे, लेकिन ये क्या हुआ ना कि DRX और अल्फा 7 नहीं APG दोनों आउट हो गए। A7 आ गया पॉइंट लेके, फिर ULF भी आ गया पॉइंट लेके, ठीक है, और APG चला गया पीछे। देखो APG कमबैक कर लेगा, और DRX का क्या है ये देखते हैं, जो चिकन कौन निकालता है यार। इन लोग का देखो ना पॉइंट टेबल, और जो हम लोग के प्लेयर अभी जो खेल रहे हैं वो लोग क्या खेलते हैं ना, उनका ऐसा ऊपर में बस 4-5 टीम रहेगा और बाकी सब 1-0 ऐसा ऐसा खेलते हैं लोग। और सुने कि
So I think for the Flash, maybe it's a case of just getting back on the bike.
सोल का एक मैच चल रहा था ना जिसमें वो लोग 30+ किल्स किया है। बस यहीं पे खेलेंगे वो लोग इंडिया में, ग्लोबल में जाते ही हक देते हैं, पता नहीं क्या है। अब मेजी भाई बोल दिया था उसको, ब्लॉगिंग करोगे, गेम नहीं खोलोगे तो उसको बहुत सारा गालियां दे रहे थे वो।
Performance from a rookie team this year coming through from the PMNC. I think that would be fantastic to be in the top 8 teams.
कोई बात नहीं गाइस, देखो तुम लोग,
I don't think we've seen before, and probably are very unlikely to see again.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. hard to beat really. For Thunder Talk, they're making their way up on the southeast side. They did wrap down towards Farm. They pass Pachinki now. Most teams are kind of confirming over towards Everest, which is fair enough on this kind of circle. You do have RCB up there already. You have to admit that RCB is insanely good at grabbing central position on every single circle that we see. The circle does move north, cutting the river and the delta in between, which is tough. It is tough.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it helps out the teams on the north, as you say. Rectum Kai tried to go central again, but it is not going so well. Marth is on the hunt, and it's 3 on the hold for Marth. The shotgun, impenetrable. Wall of bullets sent to Rectum Kaya, but Loxy wants to turn it around. The backup's through, though. Marth gets flushed, but he holds nigh on solo against Rectum Kaya.
Wow. Well, RCB is definitely good at finding the center of the circle. Whether they're allowed to be in the center of the circle seems to be a very, very different story. One that, yeah, seems like Marth penned that one out himself on his lonesome. No ghostwriters required. That was his handwriting.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's one hell of a scribble. Solus trying to get out of there as fast as he can, trying to navigate those corners. Killer Joe steps out for it, doesn't quite connect on the spray. Ulf desperate not to lose a player, but finally Solus goes down. It felt like that should have happened a lot earlier, Blank, but Team Goat find that shot that they are looking for in the end, and that's what matters.
Twix from Goat. They were trying to push themselves further in the tables. I think that honestly, if you're around about the 30-point, 20-point range, like low 30s, 20 points, you're not doing great right now in PMGC. But you're also, there's no one doing horribly. There's no one doing horribly at PMGC so far.
क्या हुआ भाई FL
Did take a tumble there.
रिकॉल नहीं है इसमें
VPE, Red Bull able to find a couple of shots their way.
Vampire.
एक ही player knock please
Here on Team Flash, Bows on the high ground, not really able to do too much to keep Win safe here. Looks for the shots, looks for the down, lands a couple of cheeky headshots there. A brilliant safeguarding position from Bows. Oversight on towards his down teammate. And an answer finally sent back towards Vampire. Humbled a little bit on the angle.
VPE का एक बंदा knock है जा रहा उसको finish करने
already bolstering their position. Zeiss is there though, up on the high ground. I don't think he's going to be able to go for it with Lazarus moving in to that position.
Red Bull going to go for the save. His teammate Gooey.
AFL का था ना backup
There is DX save here right now.
Topaz
of Alter Ego swinging wide past Hospital. Ulf are on the northeast reaches of the crates at the moment. I think that the main difficulty here is if you're trying to play on the west side,
June बनेगा hill और
having to flow through
Giorgio Pool.
already stuck into quite a few of these pretty packed out areas.
Oh,
Pass over the top of Everest, but now you have to. As we're going to go all the way towards the north side of the map around
पूरा unexpected था यार
quite comfortably hold right now.
This is nasty. Those bridge crossings now going to be really very treacherous. That regroup for Arena towards the box compound over on that east side. Thunder Talk as well on that northern shore. This is where they can start to farm a couple of points. But are they going to get challenged by Team Flash, by Vampire? Everybody moving now, and Alter Ego managing to harry the backlines as Team Goat try and roll through to the west side of Georgia Pole. But it is not an easy journey, and Krypton's going to make it all the harder. As Goat team can't get out of their clutches. Two of their players now, well, one knock and flush sent towards them. They're playing on as 3 and they haven't been able to regroup fully. Alter Ego really look at trying to ruin their day.
क्या कर रहे थे
Fair enough. Quick's trying to go for the shots there. Don't quite find anything just yet. Krypton's immediately in. Does not see the player on the side.
Oh भाई अच्छा
does come through and Alter Ego will be just fine
अच्छा मार रहे
now. They still want to go further. They could wrap now on North George, right? Over the bridge. I think that would be the smart choice to go for. There's going to be so many teams all on
अच्छा मार दिया
the side of the northeast bridge.
गाड़ी फट गया था इन लोग का
You could wrap all the way on the north.
गाड़ी फट गया था भाई
DRX are up there. They're playing as 4, but the early warning system of Goat team having already gone through them might be able to alert them to that presence. We'll see if Goat are able to get past this. That buggy is very on fire, very lacking on tires right now, and Killer Joe is having a terrible time.
Yeah, it's a sad buggy. It's a really sad buggy. It's also a ticking time bomb for Killer Joe, and he's playing with literal fire right now while staying on board with it.
It'll go the distance though. That's what I'd like to see. Team Flash with APG now rocking up on the eastern side as they try and wrap around. Tops goes down, and Team Flash not really able to do too much against this approach. I mean, APG yesterday came off of a pretty shoddy rondo into a magnificent Erangel. We're going to see that repeat. They're already on the northern side. They're playing as 4. And they might just have a good chance.
I think APG really does enjoy these types of circles too, where you do have to rotate quite a bit, take advantage of terrain, out sight lines. So this is APG's kind of game, if I'm honest. See what they're able to do with obviously Xavier make their wide wrap as well over towards the northeast side, see where they're heading in from. But Vampire is holding that. It's only really Thunder Talk with majority of the land. You know?
37 pe hai.
That's quite a 2-2 split that they've got going on there for Thunder Talk. Those bridge positions as well being occupied. Ulf underneath, I think we saw earlier, one of them sat in a hovercraft on that west side bridge, so they do have a little bit of maneuverable cover there. And D+ on the east side bridge there, just underneath box compound, playing 2-2 right now, either side. And it goes out to the west edge here, Blank. This is great for Ulf. This is good for Alpha 7. Thunder Talk as well. It's really mean, that spit of land from the north side of the circle, just reaching in from DRX's position, could be quite powerful. That crescent hill that Thunder Talk currently sit on as well, once the east side clears out, could also have some decent oversight.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for a lot of squads over on the east side where they've all made a lot of long journeys to get here. It has required them to be outside the blue for a long, long time too, just to make sure they can be safe for as long as possible. Now you're asking them to push down towards the southwest side. God, that's rough. APG being able to leapfrog over the Flash though, that's kind of cool and unexpected.
Getting ahead of it, nice and quick there with the maneuvers. Xavier also trying to poke their noses in and actually getting ahead of APG as well, but they've cut this rotation in half, Blank. Xavier playing 2, but they're hunting top. He's out the passenger side. Rufus needs to hold his nerve, needs to connect with the spray downs. Not quite getting the full job done, but gets a lot of damage in. A 1, a 2, and top stays on top of the fight. We'll be able to handle business, but there's more to play as Vampire are now chiming in. Lazarus is backed off the angle. A big pickup by Doc.
I mean, going back in for that from Xavier was some seriously weird work. I mean, I guess it gave time for the rest of the other team or rest of the squad to make their way over towards that western side. Zeus finds Tony K. Bose will be the one to finish him off. Here's over towards the crashed airplane. That's all the way on the north side shooting range. Mad Bulls, next team to stick their nose in.
Fell out.
He's going for the nade. The bounce is good, but doesn't get the full health bar down. So Bose is still alive for a moment longer. Looking to get the healing on. And Mad Bulls, is that another nade over the top? I think it might be. Bose maybe on the ropes here. One player now left standing for Vampire in the meantime. Is APG able to fend them off, back them into a corner now. They're layering down the nades on top of it. They put themselves back up to 4 players as well. And those nades connecting, doing damage, but not quite there. Team Flash, they do lose Bose on our picture-in-picture, and Mad Bulls are looking to get the job done. Will do so. Arena off in the distance, may look to third party, but Mad Bulls are going to be pretty quick to put themselves back on.
Yeah, I think for Mad Bulls, you're looking to move as soon as possible. What I do love is that Tulika has already traded that handhold point for them, so they can quickly move back over towards him soon. But yeah, you don't want to be sitting here. We just saw how nadeable it is towards Vampire. Just get out of dodge, start moving downwards. The Arena chasing over towards Tulika, but no real shots found just yet. Lazarus down, Gooey down. I believe that is Vampire down to just one player now.
DX so तक 0 point मिला.
Rolling on the north clip of Xavier. They will take them down. There is still Levi's to play, but Vampire
0 point लेके जाओगे क्या DX?
Sending into the drink. We'll be playing a sub-aquatic.
फिर इसमें तो नेट मारेगा खत्म कहानी.
Remainder of this match, I'm assuming here. But Levi's is still alive for Xavier, and he's fairly central, close to the water. Will probably be a crash target. Alter Ego on the north side. Okay.
DRX खत्म. 1 point मिला उसको.
And Alter Ego on the north.
Yeah, 5 elims right now for Alter Ego. One of the players did get knocked and flushed though from Alpha 7. That's Alva trying to hold in that position as Alter Ego is go for some more damage around the lobby. It sort of works out where they have more control of the map on the northwest side now, but they have lost a player, which is super unideal.
The Arena trying
Finish.
to roll down over APG, and it's going back and forth right now. Arena having a tough time though, left as one. We're tuning over though with R8, and it's Amori on the shotgun shells, ringing out on the top floor. Poser wants the challenge, but doesn't have Amori to spot. The nades are already pulled, and Amori loses his first, and actually forces the nade to stay on the outside there, so potentially keeps himself nice and safe, tucked away in the corner. Extends this fight, but they're on the south side. A bumble on the nade. That takes Poser very, very low. And a bouncer for
Oh
Amori.
भाई
He finds it. A Poser desperately
कहाँ से
patching
नेट
himself
गया रे
up
वो?
now with that first aid. And another nade in for Amori. Looks for another bounce. Doesn't connect on that one. But now looting through on that crate. Still with one player beneath him. Has to get going. The zone's approaching.
Amuri is, you just can't ever count this guy out. Absolute insanity.
उधर नेट कर दिया,
Massive
कहीं
fumble on the
निकल
nade
नहीं
there,
सकते
like
हो.
you say. Not getting it through that window there could have been the death of them, because they did set up quite well.
अब
We
की बार
could
में
bounce up
खत्म
towards the top
करने.
side and down towards that window up top, so the only place that Amuri could have gone there was down the stairs. Rez
खत्म.
is going through. He's down. Good
Ooh.
bounce. Oh my
Oh.
goodness me. This guy is crazy. This
All
guy
right.
is actually crazy.
Slam dunk for Amori. What a bouncer. I'm loving these rebounds coming through on all of these nades that we've seen so far. They have been really, really solid, and that is beautiful little cap off to a match
DK.
potentially for Amori, because I don't know how much further he's going to be able to get. In the meantime, the Mad Bulls take a nosedive.
Oh,
Their
साल.
position. Northeast side getting very, very dangerous. Thundertalk able to weather the storm though.
Oh, भाई.
Stall now under pressure. The wide wrap
खत्म.
around, and no blood
Oh
is
joy.
spilled from Thundertalk.
Old split personality Thundertalk back at it
ये
again.
जे बोल रहा था तो उसको बोला
We're gonna
जय
crash, and we're gonna do
बिहार
it
से
now.
कहता है बिहार से.
Okay, now back to regularly scheduled program, but it's an Albu. Let's sit over the top. Shing is hiding right now, and the rest of Thundertalk are unable to assist. So likely Thundertalk is going down to 3 here. Maybe? You want to use that as cover? Well, take it away from you.
Oh, that's excellent stuff, but actually might allow the rest of the team to roll on in, and could have allowed the rest there. Pop it on out.
Oh, bhai, bhai.
No, that is nasty stuff.
I mean,
Back to the bottom of the tables with you, D+.
it was funny. I thought it was funny.
Some classic D+ comedy there.
Yeah. Sadly, it did result in his death.
Are they going to get the No, I don't think they can get both of those. That is one bleed
दोनों
out
मर
guarantee.
गए यार. ठीक ठीक है.
He couldn't got both. The bleed out would have been too quick, I believe, unless
What are we
both of them were going
doing?
for it. Shing, though, also going down. That's a play zone.
What are we doing? Why are we just letting our teammates bleed out?
I mean, the cross downhill was really, really difficult. There's a lot of angles. That are
I
sent
don't know,
over towards them.
bro.
They could
I
have
don't
smoked it.
know.
They could have done a lot, but they could have, should have.
Oh, finish कर दिया DK वाला player को
Tell
यार.
me which angles were looking at them.
Alpha 7, Alter Ego, I don't know.
There was no angles looking at those players.
Stop
They
wobbling my
could have got
cables. I
them.
can't hear anything now.
You've been wrecked.
I have been, absolutely. But we are going to be getting underway. I mean, look, they're still taking shots from it, okay? Look, there's still shots from Ulf. Play it on in. And we'll see if
Yeah,
Thundertalk
finish
can
हो
do
गया
anything
भाई.
more as D+ do take the full tumble. Okay, they're not on the bottom of the tables anymore, Black, but they're pretty close. 32.
Yeah, they're back up there. Again, it's low 30s. It's kind of where you don't want to be.
Interesting. Oh, that's such a great angle over towards Thundertalk right now.
They weren't here.
Hmm.
They weren't here.
Well, they are now, and that is
TT
going to
का एक
be
player
a
बच रहा है
little
ना.
surprise for Thundertalk.
Zone के
sighting
बाहर
that remaining
मरेगा.
Revel, though. Spots one of the outposts of Alter Ego, who, believe it or not, have 3 players alive, or they did before that engagement. Krypton all the way up on that northern edge.
Sighting will just go out.
Advantage मार.
Doesn't even want to push up.
10 elims, couple of placement points. They'll take it, you know? 10 elims is a pretty banger game.
जाना
all things
चाहिए
considered.
था.
But now, Alpha 7 on the south side, the team with the most in this circle, but they are right on the edge of this. The Alter Ego on the outside might
आ
have a better
जाए.
time. Ulf, I think they're going to struggle potentially to move out further west.
Yeah, anyway.
You look very confused.
I just don't understand Thundertalk. At all. it felt like they just gave up on that game.
Well, they are no longer playing on the inside here, but that hovercraft crossing with the smoke cover, it goes up in smoke, but it gets the job done, and now they're close to GOAT team. The nades can start to come on through. Goes long for the response, and that is perfectly placed there. More cooks coming on through, and it's just Killer Joe to try and get it done, but there's a brilliant lineup coming through from Obscure. Might have just saved Killer Joe's skin there. Able to keep them in the game, and a lot of damage pouring on through. Alpha 7 take their turn, and oof! It looked like they had it all across the road, but no, the lineup just too brutal to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I would have made that maneuver, but I think if they got that done slightly quicker, they'd set up a smoke train, honestly, but I think they just had that they couldn't have delayed as much as they did. Alpha 7 has 16 smokes, 14 nades, and I'm almost certain that they win this game.
Almost. That's an interesting addition to that. I feel like you should be more sure. I think you should be 100% sure.
Okay, I'm 100% sure that Alpha 7's winning this game.
Okay, let's see if they can convert and make blank a truth teller, a truth seer. Obscure with the nade now, a chance to find Killer Joe. Post it through the window. No, the bounce is on. And we'll look to go through the window this time. That looks a little bit better. Forces Killer Joe for the peak. And they take down another team now. 2 players left behind. It's Alter Ego on the north side, who are into this one pretty deep. They got 6 elims on this match as well. Blank, so a second place, no matter what, will be good for them. Guizhou gets a little bit too close.
A7 के चारों player 12 net 15 total 12 net है उसके पास 8 net.
Already faded away. Alpha 7 though controls so much.
2 ball.
I mean, where they were playing on the map, they had so many sidelines to work with. I think they played out the game very well, and because everyone tried to run around the northeast side, they basically had no contenders by the time we got here. So for Alpha 7, they were very much benefiting from the fact that most teams did not want to challenge around box compound or challenge on that northeast bridge.
Alpha 7 just holding a little bit further back. Alter Ego looking for a little bit of that Mad Bull's magic. Go for that 2v4. Revo spots Moana. He's pinging out on that ridge line. We know where you are.
उधर से भी off guard पकड़े हुए हैं Alpha 7 को.
Moana now has to get a little bit more humble. No one really connecting, but Alter Ego do still have to push forwards.
Moana.
4v2v4 है ना?
2v4 is absolutely possible here, I'd say, but I think Alpha 7 is playing the game out very, very slow, which is fair enough, all things considered.
Nade over the top for Krypton lands. Obscure with that off angle. I think he's got to be so pivotal here. You could see the angle. That lineup is so brutal. Alpha 7 really want to close this one down. They've let one too many slip through their fingers before.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different to how Rosemary played out on Rondo, right? Where I would say he over-egged the pudding. Here Alpha 7's trying to make a lovely cake, and they're happy to apply the patience that comes with that.
They're just choking this match out right now. The nades tickling them down, and Alter Ego not really finding the responses. Only 1 nade now left for Alter Ego, 1 Molotov, and 14 smokes for Alpha 7. They got 5 nades as well. Stepping up for the challenge, Moana does manage to find Obscure a little bit sleepy. Does connect. That final nade comes on through, but it just doesn't get the value in response. Moana actually trying to charge up and trying to bring them over that ridgeline closer towards Krypton. But again, they're just not going to give that ground. They are playing it as patient as they need to.
Yeah, I mean, PMGC, there is no reason to push this any.
देख रहे हो ना 4v2 आराम से हो जाएगा इसीलिए
and then Alpha 7 can just take shots. If
लोग
they
आगे
really
बढ़
need
नहीं
to, they could drop some smokes. As soon as they start getting to nade range, it's a lot easier. Right now, it is hard to throw those grenades because the arc doesn't support them, as it will just swing
Zero
past
net
and
इन लोग के पास
they're
होगी
gonna
5
hit the perfect, air bounce. But you can see here, they are just going long. That one was much nicer.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the time that Alpha 7 try and pull the trigger on this fight. A lot of damage done there. The first nade's furiously coming through, but Revo lands the nade on the knock, and now it's just Moana backed into a corner. Nowhere to go. Alpha 7 able to choke the game to a chicken dinner.
You really took the time with it as well. And that is a lovely cake. And I was 100% certain they were going to win, and they did.
So true.
But very, very well done. Very, very well done to Alpha 7. I think I really like that. I think for Alter Ego as well, there's been a string of pretty good games And again, they are such a fantastic squad, but there is mistakes being made right now. And I think that but the thing is if they're able to fix those mistakes, if they're able to plaster that up, they'd be insane. They'd actually be insane.
I think, to be fair though, the same could be said for quite a few of our teams here coming on into these finals. It has been ups and downs across the board, but this is certainly a high note for Alpha 7.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Alpha 7.
Alpha 7 get their first chicken dinner here in Bangkok, Thailand at 7 for the first time. Let us hear it.
Do
Brazil!
Yeah,
Do Brazil.
boy, I mean, it seems like they just mimic exactly what Dick Savers has been able to do. Because in this one, they were, to be completely honest, they were blessed by the circle. Something I do have to point out there from Alpha 7 that I enjoy seeing as it got later into the match, and they realized, you know what, we don't necessarily have to move back. They did a good split. They made sure they had their players out there to stop the game, while the practice, and to have different angles of ball.
It just allows you to have it coming in all around
top graphic here. AJ, London Boys getting some elimination. Very happy to see, mainly during the
बहुत जल्दी मैच शुरू हो जाएगा guys.
from the southwest up towards the northeast.
बड़ा जल्दी मैच शुरू कर देता है यार ये लोग.
Vampire out nice and early up towards
Hmm.
Primos. Very chilled out for them. APG heading down.
Yes, rule system it is unless now even.
To make the last match.
नहीं भाई, they stop playing Weekendy
Again,
and
I
Sano.
really do think Alter
ठीक तो
Ego
किया यार.
could make a massive break
APG come on boys.
lobby. It's
सिर्फ
just-
रंगल खेलो ना.
I feel like the overaggression is
मेन तो ये रंगल ही है. झूठ मूठ का मीरा मार खेलेंगे तो
It's
चूतिया
hard to
बनाएंगे.
disagree with though because some of those unnecessary, what I would call unnecessary splits, are what is getting them the most amount of points. I just think it's a fairly inconsistent playstyle. I think that's what it comes down to. It's an inconsistent playstyle, especially at PMGC.
It seems like they're trying to, I mean, as you said, maximize point scoring, right? Which is generally the goal overall. And that doesn't necessarily mean maximizing chicken dinners. So that could be the approach that they're taking. And as you said, it's paying off in some respects. They're on 48 points right now, still very much in the contest for top spots, towards that top of the tables. Obviously Alpha 7 streaking out a little bit to rejoin DX Xavier. Ulf as well catching up. But on this northeast side, or actually further east,
गाड़ी लेने आ रहा.
further down towards prison, towards Lipovka.
गन भी लूटेगा.
Split drop. They will
Hmm.
be getting on with it. And as we said before, right, Rosemary, highest LM count, 19 on the cards, but they are being punished for it. There is a price to be paid for the amount of damage that Rosemary's done to this lobby.
There is. I think it's a very good way to put it, right? Is that it's 4.16, 4.1k damage that he's done, 4.2k if we round up, which we do like rounding up here.
Yeah, just round up.
But I think for Rosemary, sure he does all that damage,
AE.
but it
कितना
really
नंबर पे है
hasn't
ए
translated to end game finishes so far.
चाहिए
Which
11 नंबर
leads
पे
me to
है
believe that although that
9
damage is
नंबर
going
पे
through, how much of that damage is
एक
efficient
ये
damage?
है
How much of that damage is
और
successful damage that goes through into one
एपीजी
engagement?
4
That
नंबर
is
पे
what's worrying for me for the boys over on Alter Ego.
डीएक्स गंदा क्या खेल गया
And as we said, right, he has the most elims in the tournament right now, Blank. But they're dead middle of the pack, and that's not really where you want to find yourself on such a performance, especially with plenty of teams looking to try and exceed you, try and go a little bit further beyond. Our circle, we didn't talk about it, and we will continue not to talk about it. It did go west this time around. Gatka Fields, again, are we going to once more be shunted north, north, north, up towards the river? Or is it going to be a little bit more expected here? I don't expect you to be able to answer that, by the way. That was rhetorical. It was a question for the viewers at home. Put it in the chat.
Well, I was actually thinking about it, and that's why I paused, because like, I don't really know how to answer that. That's got me stumped. DRX that are fairly central right now. Alter Ego are fine. And ain't no one but Rosemary to find that first unit. Again, I want to reiterate that I do really like this team, and I think they have a huge amount of potential. So it's a team that frustrates me because I think they can be so much more. There is also a question is whether it's or not that Krypton, Moana, and Alva can't keep up with Rosemary right now. You know, that is another question. Although I think that I can answer that one just off the back of that rondo, where you have Krypton in front, Moana slowly pushing in, and then they have to change their whole game style because Rosemary, out of nowhere, crashes onto Kara, even though they know there are angles on that position. So it means they have to completely change up how they're performing in the middle of that engagement because of Rosemary getting overexcited there. So I think there's just a bit of a disconnect, and it is a hard disconnect because Rosemary is so good at the game. So you as three players, like, are we the problem? I do think there just needs to be a conversation had where they all sit down and they say, hey, yes, you're sick of the game, but we got to play together.
You just got to say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Say it loud. Make sure that everyone hears it. Get everyone on the same page. I was looking at Regnan Kai's rotate during that Blank. They were all the way over towards Rossop. Very, very central. Again, know that they love to be there, right in the middle of the circle. They really had a tough time in crates on that last match, though. I guess who else is in the middle of this circle with them? Oh. I'll tell you, it's DXavier. They are right there with them too, alongside on that north side of Gatka Fields towards Ruins on that north edge.
As everyone's bringing up the disparity between the elims and the placement points is pretty wild for DXavier. You're basically flipping the script there when you look at Alpha 7's points in terms of elimination to placement points. You have a PMGC redemption code again on your screen. It is PUBG X PUBGM. So if you're just tuning in now, make sure you get in your game and claim that reward.
Don't want to let no one slip through your fingers. Make sure you're getting all those goodies that we're providing you. As our teams try and get any goodies that the other teams are trying their best not to provide them. That is the main task here on the biggest stage of the year. Marceau can't get the spray down on towards Goat Team. Will be able to get through as two onto this location. They already lost Killer Joe earlier. That was the classic Rosemary flex out. Of course it was, to be able to get the only elim so far. Putting that one onto his tally. APG just leaving the military island now.
Getting into it. They had a lot of time to work with as well, considering the circle penned in a little bit of the southern side of Erangel. They didn't have to get moving straight away. It does mean they get to play a little bit more over towards the edge side of the circle here. DXavier on a bit more of a split. But RCB, I think that they are just one big game away from getting in towards the top 5, or even maybe the top 3, if they could really put those points underneath their belt during one game.
Yeah, about 20 points out of that pack. That's exactly what you need, right? That's a solid chicken dinner, right? 10 elims.
Yeah.
Get that chicken dinner.
They are setting themselves up for it every single match as well. It's just been, they've not been able to control the center as well as they'd quite like.
They're kind of like the anti-alter ego in that way, right? Not really going for those big flex outs at the moment, but not trying to sweep through the edge. They're they're trying to do something, but it's not quite coming through, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, they are trying to go for the consistent playstyle.
Yeah.
Sadly, a lot of their rotations have been cut out every single time. And I think it is because this is such a central orientated lobby right now. You've got DX Xavier here, which for Regnum Kaya, they've not really had to deal with this team constantly being in the peripheries of them all the time, which must be quite frustrating, always like looking to your left and being, oh, that's DX Xavier. Our nasty neighbours
Get a load of these
inside the
guys.
circle. Yeah, exactly. So I think for Regnum Kaya, definitely do just need, I think it's rotation 2 that they sort of suck on right now, if I'm honest.
Oh! No, it's happened again!
We'll go back up there.
Oh,
Man.
you can't be doing this twice to the lobby. This is nasty. I mean, it's still cut down the middle by the river, but it keeps a lot of the north side in. It is malicious at this point. Is this circle the new military island circle?
Yeah.
Is that what we're seeing?
I do think that this is a bit of a different one from our last, though, where we cut in a lot more of Everest, a lot more Hospital, which means that so many teams need to flow up through ruins now. This is a massive funnel for squads at the moment. Very stressful for a lot of teams, and it's going to get messy real quick. Rotation 2 for Regnum Kaya, though.
Oh.
Does it still suck?
We'll have to wait and see, because it might slam straight into this fight that we're on board with. Silas, you can see him just off there in the distance. The Mad Bulls looking to keep hold of the east side of the ruin split. Control that. Meanwhile, on Everest, Vampire sit atop the pack. TRX are playing along that ridgeline too. No knocks sent their way, but so easy has to back off. Oh, that's off in the distance. That's over towards Alter Ego. Fabian giving them a broadside target on that. That is not during this fight. It's over towards the Roshok Bridge that branches over that central island on the circle. Quite a little bit of a standstill.
DRX का fight है.
Fabian going down there is a bit odd. I guess that he just jumps out of the vehicle and tries to use that forward momentum flying out from the windshield.
ये
towards
साला
his team, and it works,
DX
right?
DK.
Those comedic approaches
Also,
towards the rest of your squad. They've still got to go further on this though. Thunder Talk again. Wide
DK
ramping,
कहाँ पे
they
है?
love to do this, right?
कोरिया वाला साला 13 नंबर पे है.
A billion ribbons in this circle.
Well,
अरे भाई टीटी वो अजय जो है ना, वो चाइनीज प्लेयर है, बिहार का नहीं है. साला कह रहा है अजय है बिहार से. नाटक.
trying to sweep up on this eastern side. Currently 2 players north of the river. Looks like King and Xing yet to regroup. And to be fair, you don't need to commit to the north at this point, right? You can play on this eastern edge. As long as you're confident that nobody's going to sweep through it with Team Flash, you know where they are. You played up against them last match on a very similar rotation. I feel like holding the north side of Roshok for Thunder Talk on a 2-2 split might be a solid idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all for Thunder Talk. They are fairly split though, which is a little bit worrisome for the squad. But either way, you are right in the sense that they're controlling a lot of zone. I think that they understand there's not a lot of teams over on this eastern side. Most teams want to litter themselves across ruins, across Watertown, across Headshot Hill,
वही रहना दी.
towards Box Compound. For Alpha 7, this is a really nice circle for them. Heads further towards that north side, and now Thunder Talks can push through, right? Thunder Talks can head up towards that north side, with the rest of the team look a little bit prettier on this one. Big chance for the Flash here, but a disgusting approach. Bedroom on that south side. It is a really, really nasty approach where you are elbow to elbow with so many squads.
Oh, Regnum Kaya nearly have a little trouble with Ulf, but Loxy able to lay down so much damage. Solus goes down as well, and Ulf are on the ropes here, Blank. One player now left standing. He can't get his head up off the ground either to go for these reses. Finally, the smoke starts to bloom, and maybe they'll start to be able to look for it, but he's still down on his belt buckle, needs to hide for a moment longer. Regnum Kaya need to get those reses as well, and there's more threat from the northern side. The mad dash up over the river continues with D+, slamming straight back into Sunken.
Yeah, I mean, D+ just had to reassess this as Mad Bulls immediately move out with force. Very tough stuff for Regnum Kaya, they got to start checking their other angles as well because they can't fully focus over
Lag gaya.
towards E Arena.
Oh.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get hotter on that bridge soon. D
Tulika.
plus, 2 down.
Pusher cut across on the swipe, and it's just Chips now for D plus to try and stay alive. Not going to connect on that flush, and yeah, I think Chips just get out of there, or maybe try and commit for a point, but don't just stand a distance. Don't just look for it like that. Grenade over the top, maybe the last ditch attempt of finding something. Not going to go all the way either. Oh, the point stolen. That goes over to, oh no wait, no, that is still the Mad Bulls. They are still there. Oh, picture in picture though shows Regnum Kaya trying to go for this River 2-2 split. We've seen them try and do it before, but they're having some trouble on the back there. They're needing to get that pickup going. Ulf now with a nade. Could be nasty. That north point taken out would be disastrous for Regnum Kaya, but the cook's not quite long enough for Scarface. He's denied that opportunity to get that knock and flush. Now Wild and Zedwolf
Okay,
the
level.
northern answer to that Silas and Loxy south side.
Regnum Kaya, they know they need to make their way across here. They also have to cut sight lines from the arena. I love what they're doing with this as well because they knew they had to take a different approach on this angle. They will have to deal with R8 shortly, who are coming out still from crates. And they will know that, as they had a bad run-in with them last game.
A little bit of trouble for Alpha 7 on the run up towards the GOAT team shack, but it will go down. Take a knock in the process. Calming it down now for Regnum Kaya. As I said during that fight, right, they like playing these 2-2 splits across river positions. Scarface, he's moved on in. They know he's coming, but where is he? He's down in the smoke. Doesn't quite get the knock onto Wild. That is Ulf down. No elims on this match, Blank. The Turkish compatriots not happy with going down so early in that last one.
That's
फिर वैसा
actually
ही बन
very
रहा है।
nice for Regnum Kaya. You see how DX Xavier handles this as well, as they need to get up towards that north side. We didn't talk about it too much, but I actually love the rotate coming through from Mad Bulls, where they got ahead of the players that were inside of Sunken, which actually clears out a huge amount of space for them to play on that central island. It was a smart play from Mad Bulls, and again, massive amount of space been made because of it. Thunder Talk, though, they've been all over the place inside of this circle, now looking to guard out on that central island. Maybe Mad Bulls were a little bit slow to leave.
Yeah, couldn't quite disengage from the last player of D+, or maybe didn't want to. They did have a couple of players to pick back up, so slowness may be necessary. R8 pushing up on the western edge. They're going to have to leave this ridge line, though, Blank. It's not in the next zone. They'll play it as long as possible, but in 10 seconds, they're going to have to start to think about leaving there. Preferably earlier as well. Chip's just about getting out, but he has to shift on Other 2 because the blue zone starts to move.
APG Doc here, looking over towards Gooey. Quite low HP, but easy enough to thread those bullets through. Self knock there and flush. Nice to see. That head is peeking over the top side of the rock there.
Oh, okay.
Tony K should know.
That is a block knocker of a shot coming through from Doc. He will be able to take him down behind that rock. Not going to be easy to get Tony K back up now for Vampire. They need to try and hold their nerve, but with Alpha 7 beneath them, they really don't have any safe quarter. And they have to just get out of there. Getting away and playing on as 2 might be the best case scenario for them, but Lazarus is drawn short. Out in the open as well. DRX to the north should have eyes on.
DRX have been playing a little bit more of a slow game this time around. After some very good games yesterday, it's been a little bit more quiet today. APG spots over towards R8, who did make that crossing on the western side. They look to instead completely cut out flowing across RCB.
Thundertalk do go down on their attempted roll-up. Mad Bulls,
GT आ जाए
a little
गया।
bit too much pressure
GT
on
का पूरा
towards
team
Puerto
खत्म।
Rico. The main profiteers of it right now. Puerto Rico pretty happy about that. R8's really struggling against APG's lineup here. Top with the Mini 14. A lot of ammo in it as well. And R8, they are up against it right now. Alpha 7 in their way. APG holding their northern rotate. There's no options now for R8. It's win the fight or go down trying.
Alright, Prestige and Murray down. Trying to get him back up again. Nades slowly going past the vehicle. Almost crashes into them. And Murray does not move. I feel like he should have swung slightly to the left-hand side there, knowing the nades were just starting to flow across towards him. playing Battleship. Might have not got it the first time, but they're certainly going to find it sooner or later. Ida takes a chunk too, and I think Mori is just impossible to pick back up now.
I mean, you just got to try and crawl back, right? That's the name of the game right now. You're probably going to go down, but you might as well try and regroup towards the team. And actually, right now, looking like it might be quite successful, Blank, with DRX rocking up onto the north side of APG. They do have now a fight on two fronts. Amori potential to get rezzed. The circle shuts out to this western side as well, which is going to help things. And APG really suffering now against DRX on the north side. Mars gets knocked though, and R8, they were thrown a little bit of a lifeline, but it is getting snatched back as Doc rampages south.
A small lifeline, yes, but not quite enough. As Doc looks to sever those ties. Rufus moving forward, doing incredibly well yesterday and looking to push that slightly further now. One player gets back up, able to hit the tag, has to make the switch now over, but Prestige doing fairly well. Doc is there, and he is the hero.
DRX
his boy up.
DRX now up onto that high ground though. They'll have heard all these shots popping off. They'll have seen the knocks coming on through. With APG on their last legs, nades start to get launched forward by DRX. And out into the open they go. Zedwolf did try and scout out this area, try and get one of those points snuck away, but did fall back in with the rest of Regnakai.
I mean, for Regnakai, they do need to regroup soon. For Silas, he is just maintaining control over towards that south side. You do not want to be backfilled on there as you're trying to make that crossover towards the hillside. They could potentially swing all the way towards the west, try and hold out teams coming through like APG and DRX, get involved there. Then you might have a position to play. You can already see Zedwolf swinging out towards that west side now.
Yeah, he was trying to get in there earlier. Decides now's the time to go back. APG rocks up straight on towards him, and he immediately regroups away. A beautiful little spray down. A lineup from DRX. And that is going to be them done and dusted. They will go down. Post
DX, man.
to follow. So, our top 9 teams now stand. Alpha 7 still being in is bad news bears, Blank, for a lot of this lobby. Because Alpha 7 have that compound on the northern side. They have a lot of this game still left to play.
Yeah, team that I was talking about yesterday as well, massively so, was Alpha 7. I really do like this roster. I really do rate it. At the moment, I think Obscure as well as Breezow are looking fantastic. Revo, Carrillo get to take the foot off the gas sometimes as well, which is a really big deal for that squad because they were doing so much in the past, but now they can pop off when they want to, not when they need to all the time.
Oh, Alter Ego, they're all together at the moment, and it's working out against the Mad Bulls. Tulika tries to get back into a position to go for these reses, but they are crawling desperately towards this one. Lemon will go down. Kara up on that high ground may have angles as well towards Mad Bulls, and now they're playing us too. Trying to march towards the Alter Ego position, but there's CEO. No, he's chiming in too busy over towards Team Flash, but instead it's the play zone. It's the nade zone coming on through, but Pusher gets one in response. It's Rosemary to go down, and why wouldn't it be? Another one sent on in. Maybe trying to keep himself alive for a little bit longer here, but the blue zone will push ever faster, ever further.
I mean, Alter Ego took quite a few knocks in the midst of all of that. Pusher now has to swing through the blue. This is a lot of vehicles. They really do have a lot of vehicles here.
Can they get them out though?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the garage, but it feels like Alter Ego is playing more of a car sim at the moment.
Oh, okay. Finally goes away for Regnakaya. Goes away from E-Arena as well on box compound. They've held this for so long, basically since second shift. Probably from first shift, actually. As the nades continue to pour on in overhead from Kara towards Team Flash. They're finding more and more. Tops is now in danger on the back lines. Tries to fade one away. Doesn't quite connect on it, but Alter Ego, they're on the rollout now. They do need to make a move, and this seems to be a fairly wise choice. They're going to be able to flush one out at least, but they lose Krypton on this approach. Blank, they are now down to 3, but I don't think it's their old tricks playing catch up to them.
No, I don't think so either. I think they had to make this rotate eventually, and they made the rotate together too. Kara has Overwatch on this, but 9 elims on the game, great for them, 57 points. Like you say though, the sad thing for a lot of the teams in the lobby is that Alpha 7 is about to bridge a massive gap between them and a lot of other teams here, unless they go down soon.
Absolutely. Need to try and take them out as quickly as possible. With only one elim going down in 7th, that's not going to put a huge number of points on your tally. But going down in 7th seems fairly unlikely for Alpha 7 right now. Kara much more likely to be next up off the bat, and they will indeed fall. 4 elims, 7th place. Again, not great. Alter Ego now trying to go for that same descent from the hilltop. They just saw go fairly poorly. Let's see if they have a better chance at it.
I mean, this has to be an incredibly fast rotate, get down the hill here, but it is so open, as it always is with this kind of circle. DRX has nasty shots from along the way, and it's Hyunbin, as always, finding those cruel pincers over towards Alter Ego. Moana absolutely should be going down here. Alter Ego is essentially a two-man squad right now.
They've got 10 elims already, Blank, again on this match.
You know what? I would love for DRX to crash Alpha 7 right now. I'm not even joking, because they're sort of looking towards Alter Ego. And what other option does DRX have?
That's true, and when Regnum Kai starts to get involved as well, that's going to be made harder. I think they're gearing up for it. They're going to go up. Kaikse now burst onto the wall. They're not going all the way in. Hyunbin draws short. A nade sent over towards. Not quite going the full distance there. The Molotov to try and find Grisao, but Hyunbin goes down from a nade to revolt.
It's a great bounce.
And an immediate flush comes through as well. A good bounce on the nade there. And now DRX are playing on as 3. Alpha 7 not going to take any knocks. A bounce from the roof. Kaikse doesn't find it either. Carrillo burns out the door frame. They are slowing down this one too.
You're
Kaikse
crazy.
steps into the fire to try and get the nade on through. He's going to burn out, Blank, but could have got huge value there. It's not to be, and now DRX playing as 2.
Oh, that's so sad. He bounced it back through the window, by the way. But yeah, DRX down to 2 players, having to do everything right now. But this has taken a lot of attention off the rest of the circles. Regnum Kanye starts to flow through E-Arena, slicing away at them. Up to 7 elims now. Guizhou looks to step out. The QXZ being the final member. And a hell of a bounce.
The roll up from Regnum Kai to look for the last players of E-Arena now. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, more man down. E-Arena out of it. Loxy may be needing to get picked up here, but they can flex out. They've got a little bit of time to play with. Alter Ego send Alva straight on in, and Alpha 7 not on the overwatch. Getting rid of the last player from Vampire. Has he got cover enough to do this?
Alva has moved through. Again, very well played to him. He's fairly safe here as well, honestly. Alpha 7 are not in nade range, and he's sort of got this little compound to himself made up by the rock and the vehicle.
How many percent did Alpha 7 win this one, though, Blank? Last time, it was a much clearer call. Against Regnum Kaya, though, on that south edge, looks a little bit tougher, but the fact that their compound is just in this zone.
Yeah. It basically, if stage 8 is on top of Alpha 7, then yeah, they should just win. Regnum Kaya have really no way to assault that position, right? I mean, sure they have vehicles, but the approach they have to make gives so much time for the guys over on Alpha 7 just to pepper them with bullets. But it is the 2 storylines converging right now, between Regnum Kaya waiting for that big win to set them up towards the top of the tables, and Alpha 7 looking to create a massive buffer between them and everyone else, John.
Alpha 7 with 4 elims, a 3rd place guaranteed. Alter Ego, though, as well. Huge elim counts coming on through.
Nothing else.
Oh yeah, no nades, just 20 smokes.
20 nades for Regnum Kaya and no smokes.
Oh, brilliant. Maybe a little bit of swapsies right now. Silas feeling the lack of smoke as he tries to get away with it, but steps into the blue zone. The damage a little bit too much to handle. He is not going to get back up there, Blank. Zedwolf has marched forwards and is a lot closer and in the next zone. It's a big split. It's an Alter Ego split, actually, coming through from Regnum Kaya this time, as they take down into 3rd place Alter Ego, who do still get huge elim numbers, 12 on the match.
Right, stage 8 it is. For Silas, takes a tag. He's trying to get the buggy back out into control there, which is fair enough. Sadly, because he takes a little bit of damage there, it does mean game over for him. And this is where it all gets set up in 3 seconds. Whether it's a surefire Alpha 7 win or a potential for Regnum Kaya. And it looks like a potential. But how the hell does Loxy and Wild get forward? They don't have smokes.
I mean, Wild's in this circle, right? So it doesn't necessarily need to get forward. The fact that Alpha 7 are moving now, I really like this, right?
They have smokes.
They have smokes. Exactly. Exactly. It's those nades, though. Like you said, how do you get forwards? It looks like Loxy's managed it, though. He's closer to the circle, needs to step a tree to the right, though.
I think not having any nades is kind of a big deal here for Alpha 7. And they could try and just demand presence in the zone using vehicles, maybe? That could work. Yeah, as soon as Alpha 7 starts getting to nade range, Regnum Gaia has the advantage. What they have to do here is they have to take advantage of the fact that they have players to refrag off the back of. It's one of those games where you play 4v3, then you're playing 3v2, then you're playing 2v1, and that's how you got to win it out. But letting Zedwolf up to here is crazy. Alpha 7 look to be sweating.
It's brains versus brawn. With the nades in the pocket for Regnum Gaia. They're staring Wild down, but he is behind a tree in the circle. It's Loxy who's the only one who has to actually move here. And Alpha 7 will have to put themselves forward. The stage 9 circle will close dead center, and at the moment, they don't have the cut on it. They are now expending more smokes to give themselves that smoke train run out. Obscure, waiting for Wild to peek, but he doesn't need to. Zedwolf drawing attention from Guizao. And Alpha 7 still playing it slow, still playing it cautiously. This is what we saw from them last time to close it down. But will it be enough without those nades? Because they only have 6 smokes left now. They are inching forwards.
It's really smart, though, the way they're playing this, because they're trying to angle themselves with these smokes further and further out of nade range. It's really well played.
Oh, Wild can't get too far out from his tree. He knows he's under lock and key.
Oh, that's
on
a
the
great nade.
Revo is there, hops through, but it's not enough. Fancy on the feet, but it is going to still be on target, and a big pickup. Alpha 7's rollout just made all the harder. Info can be gathered, sure, but Zedwolf has the sideswipe, and blank, the smokes have run dry for Alpha 7. That was the last one to be taken out.
Oh,
Wild
no.
is the answer, and Guizao comes in clutch. Zedwolf, can he find it? Korea rolls out to Revo.
This one's talking about the 3v2. Zedwolf finds one, but that's about it, and the blue is at his back. Alpha 7 pick themselves up. They're back to back here in match 3.
What a nerve-wracking finish for them. It was a lot more certain. The north side of that central river after a Gagga field shift on the circle is how Alpha 7 like to play, it turns out.
To be honest with you, I think Zedwolf was the only one playing that game how I would have liked him to. I think Wild, yeah, sure, gets himself into a good spot there, but the fact that the players weren't moving forward, playing in the grass, Zedwolf had the off angle, but he didn't really have too much support, and there wasn't enough time to divvy up those grenades, so when Zedwolf moved forward, he only had 2. I think he could have done a lot more if he had more nades in hand. It's just unfortunate that he's the player on that side to make that push.
I mean, a big hit coming through for Guizao as well, around the edge of that smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Over towards the back lines. I think it was Loxy on that angle. Got spotted, got taken down, and they were able to keep it going with a back-to-back chicken dinner. Alpha 7 to Brazil.
Alpha, the back-to-back chicken dinner 7. Let us hear it one more time.
I think it's time we actually change it up.
Oh.
Max, back to back. I need it from you.
Oh, really?
To Brazil!
Maybe that was too much. Sorry.
Nah, that was perfect. That's the right energy. Because Alpha 7, what a performance. Once again, a very similar circle that we got in the last match as well. But this team, the way that they were able to play that throughout, and I gotta talk about the way that they were able to defend when DRX came their way. The amount of utility and the great usage of utility, Max.
They saw DX's game right next to Yes9 probably on the yesterday. Like, Molotov to block the entry point? Maybe we should steal that. And he did, and he worked out amazingly well versus DRX. Such an easy squad wipe in that compound. And look at the spreading. No elimination game.
Yep.
Rotation.
दो chicken dinner लेके कितना point हो गया यार.
You expect Alpha 7 to deliver, and they do it twice in a row.
An even better use of utility, especially towards the
ब्राजील वाले भी अच्छा खेलते हैं क्या?
right there, because at one point you were telling me
Alpha 7.
why is Alpha 7 not using their smokes quite yet? They threw one as a decoy, making sure that the Regnum player thought that they were going to be going that way, and then we started seeing Alpha 7 just putting out an insane wall of smokes and working that perfectly. One thing that I do, if I had to nitpick here for Alpha 7, was Rebel's rotation, trying to go for that off angle. He ended up getting a little bit carried away, got him too close to the sun, and he did because he got within the nades then.
I think he was hoping the Regnum Kari, after fighting so many times just to get there, were out of utility. Wild had 7 grenades. stacked up. Okay, he was the red zone if there was one in esports settings, but unfortunately he was not able to quite get as many eliminations as he hoped for, and it is going to be Alpha 7 to get himself the win. Though going through the recap of this game, very similar rotation, right, when it comes to this circle, because it was in a very, very similar area to the first round of the day. And Ultra Rico, man, their defense on that garage spot, I mean, this game in particular, 7, the garage is so hard to hold on to because you only have a few positions you can actually check it out. You've got the entrance to the garage and the back door. And they were able, thanks to the arena actually working with them, to eliminate all of Manful's on that side.
Yeah, I gotta give props to Ultra Rico. The way, not just that they played this match, the way that they have been playing today. Huge props to Rosemary because Rosemary has been able to get the elimination there for the squad. Yes, we've been pointing out how there's certain mistakes here and there for this squad. But remember, at the beginning of the day, this squad was just barely sitting into a place with 26 points, which they needed to make sure they do those crazy plays. They needed to make sure in a way that they went for growth and got all of those elims possible.
As we take a look here at the rotation graphics, Max, we definitely had some nice ones.
Oh, I mean, Ultra Rico, again, making it so far in the circle that's not favoring the opposite of DXavior compared to day one, right? They're doing these big moves. Actually, I really like how here in the early game they go through Potato Hill.
Yes.
Pretty good vantage point, high ground, getting a lot of information. They know school, apartment was on Infinity Free because regular cars typically like to move away from that position relatively quickly in these matches. And here the garage, all these teams trying to make the crossover like your DXavior, your Madball. No chance in hell here, 7 to take it out right. And in this case, they did.
Yeah, in this case, they waited for the right time to actually make their push because, as you mentioned, the arena was there. And at one point, I want you to look at Regner. Regner is going to start pushing more towards the west as soon as it was much earlier. They ended up pushing on the west because the arena decided to send it to them. Good adjustment there from Regner Karya. Regner Karya ends up with the point for that.
Alpha 7 third is pretty crazy there. You got Ultra Rico with 7, and then a big drop off in third quarter.
Very top heavy for the podium. 60 points up at 7. Ultra Rico, 70 points, 19 points to Greg and Kara. They were defending their position so well. And actually, I don't think you talked about it yet here, so looking at Greg and Kara, they play on the water side, that big flex out in the wet, that the big wires can actually pick up. The amount of information that Payload gives them is just second.
Even if I send it earlier into the match, they were doing a T2-1-1 split with Zero further to the north, just scouting around and making sure that they got as much control or as much information as possible. Actually, Regnum Karya was the team that ended up eliminating most of the players from DXavior, and that's right. What happens when DXavior doesn't get the circle? What you're currently looking in 12th place, 0 points.
Maybe Paladin was right. Maybe it is like
It was.
I mean, we talked about it at the top of the show, right? I mean, especially in terms of the Xavier, if they can get going within those 20 without those 3 eliminations. Another player I want to talk about, though, Max, right? All the talk was sick.
yeah, really good. Able to stop completely push up on the direction of those compact set on their stop. And that was something to do for them. Actually, I want to go with another player here for Alpha 7. He's 5 years old, by the way. Congrats to him. Very well done. Actually, I'm going to shut up because leaderboard, 90 points right now. A 22-point lead created by Alpha 7 out of nowhere. 2 wins will do that for you.
And that's what happens when those squads that were in second place, third place, fourth place just don't end up putting up those good amount of points. Remember, DX, yeah, even if you did get into the later of the match, the eliminations were not there. And that's something that we have to point out about Alpha 7. 51 eliminations for this squad. Follow up with those placement points.
I've got to bring up something. I'm sorry, the first third position. Korean team right behind him. Like, oh no, it's not D+, but it's still Korean team.
Well, let's take it to a quick break, guys. Don't worry, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
silence in the morning. Call your name, I see the doubt. We're falling too fast without a warning. But if you stay, you'll battle by my side. You'll never ever win the day. No matter what they say, this mission ain't broken. Don't take what is spoken. Our path ahead is still unknown. This battle ain't over. Let's walk through the fire. Wash out our fear, fight to the end. Here we go again. The scars are still fresh, but we will overcome the pain. The lights will never fade. This mission ain't broken. Don't take what is spoken. Our path ahead is still unknown. This battle ain't over. Let's walk through the fire. Wash out our fear, fight to the end. I never will hide from choices that we have made. I never will lie, forget the rules I'm breaking through. Can we fight till the end? I will carry you. Never abandon you. Fight until the end with you.
That officially marks the halfway point here for the PMGC Grand Finals live in Bangkok, Thailand. This second half of the tournament. We could have 9 more matches, or we could have even less than that, 7.
We're definitely gonna have for sure 4 more.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Minimum
Minimum.
4 more, and then tomorrow is just a big question mark.
Yeah, that is right. But you know what? There's no question about the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone for 2025 PMGC. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory. Go get your stay so that way you guys can outplay the rest. Also, gotta make your predictions, guys. This is it. The last chance to be able to make your predictions. Get some of these exclusive rewards and games. Go ahead and make sure you do that as soon as you possibly can. All right. Going into the second half, out the 7 back-to-back chicken dinners, dominating so far, 7. With them having such a big lead at this point, that could really, really impact this match in a whole bunch of different ways.
It definitely can, especially if they can continue on this performance. I feel like that's going to be the big question mark, right? If we were towards the end of the day, then yeah, it will be big effect in regards to that smash roll. But right now, we still got 3 matches to go. That performance is going to continue because we already seen what happened with DX. And as we switch over, I mean, look at this player, right? Loxy. We've been talking about this player for a long time, and Rosemary too.
Yeah, and also Alva, we said many times, it's kind of the setup anchor point player for the team, which is very interesting about that.
Sorry to interrupt you, Max, but that's not Alpha. That is Alpha Mary.
Hey, no, if you do well, you're like, insert name,
Yeah.
Mary. That's the way to do it. Oh, look, it's Doc Mary here from APG. I mean, so Wild Mary from Raymond
I don't know.
So yeah, but like looking at this, I know you said right for you, Loxy is the guy for Raymond Kara,
Yes.
which is fair. I feel like he's still the clutch player. He's able to pull off some 1v2s, 1v3s, 1v4s like he's doing the today. Wild is so consistent. He flies a little bit under the radar compared to Loxy. The fact he brings points every single game is so impressive. And Raymond looking hella strong right now with this kind of rotation in the mid game.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with you.
looking at Rosemary, I was looking at Doc actually. A little bit higher up. I'm wearing glasses, maybe my eyes are looking a bit weird this time. But Reefus was up here out on day one. Right? He was MVP of day one. He's been a little bit slow, a little bit less present in looking in his matches. There's been a lot more Doc and top action going around the board. So are we going to see a swap that Doc takes the Reefus MVP position today? There's a chance that could be happening, even though right now it would maybe be an Alpha 7 player. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy. These individual performances today are definitely going to shake up that MVP race with that brand new Porsche Cayenne. But you know what? I want to talk about Alter Ego one last time, Max, right? They had some roster changes. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm actually surprised Snake is not playing, right? Because he was doing so good during the league stage, got so many good clutches, and Moana's more of a passive player, but I'm thinking, Moana actually said it, maybe despite not being a very full aggro player, maybe he's making the team lean more aggressive and through just communication and mentality in general. Maybe that's the approach that Alter Ego are going for on this second day.
We've seen it in the past too. All it takes is just one adjustment, something to be able to change it right for the squad. But for them, I mean, it kind of has to come down to just continuing to be aggressive, but be aggressive and be smart about it. Don't be overextending. Don't be doing those plays that we're always kind of critical of whenever they do end up doing them. Continue getting those combinations. I feel like that's a big one. And earlier you were talking about which player I think you can be daily MVP. Right now, for me, I'm going to have to disagree. Even though Alpha 7 has back-to-back chicken dinners, I actually think it would end up being one player from Alter Ego, and that is none other than Rosemary.
I mean, it would definitely be number one in terms of eliminations. Maybe the damage and survival time would be won by a play from Alpha 7. So it might be close. As of right now, it's one Alpha 7 player or it's Rosemary to be the MVP of the day. There's still 3 more matches to go, and after that, we're going right into Miramar. So much more PUBG Mobile action here to be played today.
Here we go, second half of the tournament, folks. We're getting into the last Erangel for day number 2. Let's go ahead, get excited, get ready. The crowd is going wild. Let's take it on over to our casters for the last Erangel of the day.
Let's get into it. Of course, we've got another Erangel foot to play today. Northeast to southwest on the plane part this time again. Fairly chill with it. We are going to be heading in for the last time today. There will be at least one more Erangel tomorrow. We don't know quite how many though, because it could be a smash ruling. That is right. We are going to be setting that smash rule at the end of today. So keep your eyes peeled for that bubble. Right now, it'll be at 100, right? Because Alpha 7 streets ahead right now, 22 points ahead of Sadie in second place. That would set the points bubble at 100. Right, points in that first match in the first place team. Well, in the smash.
We haven't really talked about storyline all that much just because we somewhat put it to bed after PNWC for Alpha 7 never really winning an international. And the internationals were, PNWI, PNWC, but mostly they care about PMGC. And I think for Alpha 7, at this rate, they might just find themselves picking up the dream that they have been chasing so damn long. If they can continue.
Yeah, exactly right. They had that hunger that lasted them to one PMWC victory. Generally, at the end of 2 days, Blank, you expect the top of the tables to be somewhere just over 100 points, maybe up towards that 110 point boundary on the 12 matches they will have played at the end of the day. And there's actually a lot of teams very far behind that, I think it's safe to say. So I think that Alpha 7 at the moment is with a bit of a unique opportunity to set a smash boundary that may only be achievable by them in a reasonable time.
I think so. I think for Alpha 7, right now 90 points is a incredible feat for the day. So all good things must come to an end at some point. And for Alpha 7, whether they can keep this up over the next 3 games, I find that hard to believe. I do find that hard to believe, and I think that there will be teams catching up to them soon.
I think so too. I mean,
are in second place, so they could be happy for them at least.
And also, as we've talked about so much now, it is a rookie season. Right? It's a rookie year coming out of the gates really swinging through from such a chance playing. It is, to be honest, a team that I think a lot of people expect. We talked about how it would be a massive success if they got eight. I think that still holds true. And I think it's possible that the current setup is do need to try and get something up. They don't quite have the confidence or the firepower to get those refrags in a lot of those 4v4 engagements.
कौन जीत रहा है भाई?
It's time for DX Xavier to
अभी
step
तो
back into the ring.
हेल्थ क्यों
By
कम
that
है
I mean second
गाइस?
circle.
A7 प्लेयर का हेल्थ कम
Because
है
although, yeah, in
और
68
डीके का
points,
एक
they
प्लेयर का
have
हेल्थ कम.
allowed a lot of teams to catch up to them, and one team at least to pass straight alongside them with Alpha 7. Regnum Kaya did get a lot of points off that game, though, up to 66 points now, and I was talking about how one big game
Oh,
for Regnum
भाई.
Kaya could get them into the top 3, and it absolutely does. Only 1 point ahead of both 4th and 5th place, though.
Only
But
2
still.
points behind second.
At third place is a third place.
Absolutely. You're on the podium. You will be seen, but you know what? Finishing in another second place for Regnum Kaya in back-to-back PMGCs, I feel like that would be pretty galling. I think they would maybe prefer to come third.
This kills the Silas.
I mean, that's an absolute fib, because you definitely want the money for second place, right? There is big drop-offs when it comes to the cash, so making sure that you're getting that on board would be necessary. They would take the second. If it was denied, if they can't get the first, oh, there we go. Hang on a minute.
No.
I was telling you about this.
You were telling me about this, but I'm here. I'm a little bit louder. Hopefully, I'm going to whisper for a little bit. I'm going to get slightly louder over time. Okay.
क्या है यार YouTube
We're fine. We're
guys?
back in. But yeah, absolutely. Getting a little bit of ASMR now. But we're going to hopefully see Regnum Kaya jump up on those tables.
अभी तो कोई प्लेयर अभी
Fans out there are pulling
का एलिमिनेशन हुआ
They've
नहीं
done
है.
their first rotation though, Blank, right?
64
64
लाइव है.
in that last game, right?
जा अजय भाई.
Their follow-up has not been ideal.
अजय
They are
भाई.
what I call a chocolate frog team in this tournament, it seems. They have one good leap in them. Beyond that, a little bit of a squib.
For Regnum Kaya, I think there's been a lot of times where second rotations have been fairly decent, but yeah, PMGC so far, it has been frustrating where their initial rotate looks so nice, but the rotate after that, typically they're rotating directly in towards teams. I think they were given a lot more freedom in their region, they were given a lot more freedom in their group stage, and it remains to be said that when they're playing up against these strong teams, they struggle a little bit, where they need a little bit more time to adapt to that, because obviously they didn't make it through Gauntlet, right? And I think that for them that was the case. Of the lobby was littered with fantastic teams, so it was much harder. So they went back to group stage where they were given a lot more freedom and potentially picked up some bad habits from there before coming back through to PMGC. But I do think that today is the day of adaptation.
A7 कहाँ पे? APG जोन से बाहर है.
You're coming into match 4 now. We're past the halfway mark.
Flare drop. Flare drop नहीं है.
Start to take place though.
Supply drop आ रहा है.
Flare drop आ रहा है. And they're on our screens, and on the southwest side, they chose to go for Westbridge instead of going for Eastbridge to leave Sosnovka this time around. Blank. They're very close to Vampire, who will be out late in the circle. Now they will be ahead on the queue. Circle not super dramatic, but it does mean that we are, well, not 100% certain, but almost entirely probable that we will be on that south side of the river. No shenanigans this time around. Mad Bull's actually crashing into a very important compound on the west side here with a decent amount of overlook to the Yaz Fields, which make up a lot of this next circle.
Shots over towards him, and he's really having to flip the script here a little bit. Spinning around in circles, trying to get out of the way from those bullets whizzing past him. And even with the quick steps on the side of the wall, I mean, he's frightened, he's afraid. Worried that just like the crops around him, he's about to get farmed. We'll pull away back in towards the compound alongside the rest of Mad Bulls.
teams are going to start to solidify on their position. Reckonam Kaya bound back towards the center of this one as well. They are
दिल
laying
पूरा
some
धड़क
order
गया
on
होगा,
the Yas
धड़क
fields.
धड़क
Time
धड़क दिल
Vampires
धड़क
managed to
धड़क
get in
दिल
on that south edge. They pull up in the compound there. You can see on your screens, and they will be able to take residence. Fairly uncontested right now, but APG are pushing in. They may be able to find DX Xavier on that push with APG. So we'll see.
गोट और
Over on the northern side.
ये का फाइट
In
हुआ
the meantime, it is GOAT team to be able to find shots from Killer Joe out towards the open ground where the scouts in the arena.
A7 एकदम गर्दन नीचे करके रूम में बैठा हुआ है, कहाँ पे बैठा हुआ?
3 players now remaining
Alak
for
camper.
arena, and they're under pressure from Alpha 7 on the northeast.
Yeah, we're pulling down towards the south side now, around Yasnaya Fields actually. And Alpha 7, like you say, had to pull back off from Stalber Kameshki towards that south side, rotating on the eastern edge of the circle. Lipovka was controlled mainly by Alter Ego, so they were able to wrap out over towards Mansion. And we'll have to think about the next moves from there. There is still dip in play, but not a lot of teams have really put a lot of focus over towards there just yet. A bit more split around the circle, which I think is absolutely doable on this particular area of the map.
Little replay here on first blood drawn. Norman.
ओ
Cheeky. A bit of
आउट
team
कर
fight
दिया
going
क्या?
on there as
नॉक
well.
किया उसको,
Able to finally get that
लग
shot
तो रहा है नॉक किया.
just as he's cresting the ridge, so last moment to find that. Lemon is breaching out of the compound for Mad Bulls. He's flexing over towards DRX
कौन था?
on these
ये था,
hillsides
बच
that
गया ना?
do have one of the very few positions that have power over the compound that they hold.
Technically, Killer Joe was first blood both games of the last two.
Right first last time.
Yeah.
He was involved.
He was involved in
He was
first blood.
there.
He was first blood, and he drew first blood.
Oh, well, he gets the shift as well this time around on this next circle, going out to the east side of Yas Field, so Mad Bulls and DRX could disengage on their standoff. Reclam Kaya sending very quickly, they just seem to do all the time, to the roadside though. A little bit tougher to hold there, and they might try and crash up towards GOAT team, towards that heaven and hell position, which is a major feature on the east side of this circle.
ब्रिज क्रॉस कर रहे हैं उससे.
With the field as well on the western side, you kind of do cut a lot of teams in towards that eastern edge. We have a lot of teams not really
ये गोट का
wanting
फाइट
to
हो गया ना?
wander through the barbed wire that is Yas Field. Vic here coming up against some opposition. It's E-Arena, Joker looking to pull
Joker.
the king here, but won't quite grab it.
काका
Instead,
ये हैं,
is
जोकर
well
भाई.
flushed away.
Sakura, the next to go down. Reclam Kaya,
Last
they
player बचा हुआ
stopped short of going for this crash. GOAT team were trying to regroup towards heaven, and E-Arena just sent it on in. It hasn't gone phenomenally for them, but Turney K has got the pump action. He's found that knock onto Twix. A nade goes up on high, and Reclam Kaya still trying to put pressure on. If you could take down a player from GOAT team, it might be that Reclam Kaya then sidle on in, try to get involved. Kraken trying to marshal that south side, trying to marshal the ground floor, and keep his team safe. Turney K has to hit the deck. He's the last player alive now for E-Arena, trying to put on a show for the home crowd.
Guess who Alter Ego just lost?
मार दिया नेट.
No,
Khatam.
guess again.
Oh, was it Alva?
And guess again.
Oh no, well, let's see if E-Arena can have a little bit better luck. No, they won't. It was Rosemary. No, it was Rosemary. Okay, well, less said about that, the better maybe. As E-Arena go down, no elims, the crash.
A7 को एक kill मिल गया भाई.
Max,
Man,
did you hear that? Rosemary's dead.
he's died to damage. He took too much of it, and he's no longer playing in the game. Man's having a terrible time over there hearing that news. Goodness me.
Rosemary
Him and
down.
most of
खत्म.
Yeah. It's a tough break. It really is. You can tell how badly a game's going to go with how long Rosemary's alive for.
Yeah, so now he's gone. It's going to go amazingly, right?
So true, so true. Touche.
Can't make a mistake if you're not playing the game.
Yeah. DRX are sat on the western edge of Yasnaya. I think it's not a bad position to play. You are hoping the circle goes over towards the western side. And it really is a bit of a
ये
split
लोग
at the moment.
हर एंगल
We've got
मालूम
50%
रहता है
circle
इनको.
wishing we played west side, 50% wishing we played east. But it can only go one way. Eventually, I mean, if he goes dead central every single time, no one's happy, of course.
Except for maybe Regnum Kaya and Goat Team. Feel like they might be happy
Still
about
think
it.
even then, these aren't ideals. Maybe the goat. Maybe the
Okay,
goat.
well, it's not going to happen either way because
Okay.
it goes up towards the north. This is great for Alpha 7. This is huge for Alpha 7 blank. Over on that northern side with their 22-point lead. Well, they're up to 23 now with the elim they've found. They have been helped out here, but they do still need to hold it. I think they're going to do it, though. I think they're going to... A 3P every Erangel for Alpha 7?
I think it will be the first time we ever see a turkey. I think we've seen unofficial turkeys before where
A7 का फिर से
the
जोन
last
गया
match
Oh, a
पिछला
technical
मैच
turkey.
जैसा
a technical turkey.
मतलब हम
But
push
we've
कर
never
दो
seen- We've never seen the real turkey before.
APG with their turn to crash, take it to the skies. Reefus flying,
कोई नहीं चढ़
soaring
पाया
high, but
चिल उतार लो
Zeol is brought back down to earth. And no, it's just a ground floor.
भाग गया
Goat team, they don't even want to take part right now. They're peacing out. They're out of there. Happy to say, yeah, cool. You guys looked so good. Jumping up on your vehicles and your buggies and your cars. You deserve it. You can have it. We'll see you later on the fight when we try and leave.
ओ भाई इसको कौन मारा है पीछे
Well, they tried to leave and immediately got shot at there. There's Kara over on the western side. APG finding those shots through.
Oh, D+.
D plus are going to try and thread the needle.
एपीजी कहाँ से मार दिया रे
For the moment, they are back in 16th.
They certainly are. That is where they are, honestly. 32 points right now for D+. It is not great. So they do manage to get through, though, but into a decent position. Kara continuing to take casualties as they try and move up further towards the north. On the south side, it is getting dangerous. DX Xavier and Vampire both trying to march in. They are not in this next zone. It's crunching in on towards them. APG successfully taking Heaven. I mean, it's potentially going to be quite profitable for them if they can spot the shots down towards the south side, which Reefus seems like he can. He's got this one.
Top taking shots. I mean, they are really trying to clear out a lot of the area around them. Thunder Talk, as per usual, making that wide wrap over on the
कोई नहीं है
side. Tough players to mess around with there too. They could crash over towards Alter Ego on that north side. It would not be out of the wheelhouse of Thunder Talk either to go for an aggressive play like that. Whether it's successful remains to be seen.
Hey, let's see what happens, because it could be literally anything at this stage. For Thunder Talk.
APG का player
actually with a roll up
अरे
towards
भाई
APG. They find the flex out, the bold push out coming through onto the open ground, but the rest of the Vampire squad getting taken care of here. Just gooey left.
क्यों
on this
कैसे गिर
angle.
गया भाई
Reefus, he's no match for it seems. Lazarus, no, he's still alive as well, so they're playing 1-2, and they get the heal off. I thought they'd lost another. That's Thunder Talk chiming in over towards Doc, and APG, a catastrophe. They try and
क्या
flex
हुआ
Zeol
APG
out
को
into the open, push him down south, and it all
APG का
comes
एक ही player
tumbling
बचा
down on
हुआ
the
है क्या
hold. Top now, the last to stand for them.
Do you think that was a mistake from Reefus, like an accident, I mean, or he jumped down the hill? I think he could have backed off there. I don't think he had to fully commit to it.
1 for 1 though, because Lazarus is forced to drop down as well. Slipping, sliding away. Maybe teams not super expectant that that's going to happen. And immediately trying to go in for the repeat here, but it's too late. That's going to get stolen away though by Goat Team, who are still playing on Hell. APG, yeah, they fully lose Yol now to the play zone. The rest coming through, but the nade from Lazarus is still there. Bounces incorrectly though, not finding its way through. Hard south shift in the meantime.
Yeah, it does move away from Alpha 7, no longer towards the center. But it's instead Ulf that has that little mound to work with for themselves. The spot in Heaven is still a pretty valuable area for a lot of squads in terms of scouting, in terms of playability towards the end game. I am surprised Thunder Talk didn't go for the full wrap on it, but it looks like they're just trying to control this eastern side for as long as possible. AJ's keeping tabs though. AJ is keeping tabs.
He's a man of many notes, is AJ. He's getting the...
he's doing the minutes.
Getting the info. Folding it back in. Updating the agendas for the next meeting. We'll see if that is going to be efficacious or not.
चलो ठीक है एक भी तुम साला point नहीं दे रहा
They were right next door to Vampire.
फिर गया
And they tried to swing
दो player
very, very wide. And now they're going up against the last players of R8. Oh, sorry, one of the players of R8, but the rest of the players are sliding on in. It's just Lambo now. But he's not going to go for it. I mean, it's not in the next zone, so they do need to go further south. They're going to let him get away with it.
It's a good timing there from R8, honestly. The fact that they're able to just swing straight in there in the midst of all that fighting, lovely stuff, and they're going to get stuck into it.
Flashbacks to this
Oh, bhai.
round where Team Flash were playing before. They weren't quite able to close down the match. But let's see if they can get a little bit more value from it this time.
Char player
high ground that brought them to their knees before. Nice nade out the window for Tops, but unfortunately Ida's already repositioned.
वहाँ से jump
And
कर
even more
गया
fortunately for them though, there is an off angle and they will be able to find it.
फिर
Recognize
DK
again,
ही साला
Tops
क्या
well.
करता है फिर
There's
knock
been a lot of damage done their way. Everybody trying to move, having a terrible time of it. And DXavior actually catching the final players of R8, but now
खेलते नहीं
they're
है
under
इसके पास
pressure. It's Team Flash finding those shots, and everybody around that bubble position, that top spot blank, they're taking heavy casualties.
Yeah, we're not actually playing up there on the northwest side, guys. Mad Bulls and the Flash. I think they're wanting to go back to that game again, but it is not happening. Luckily, the Flash seems to have made
Oh,
some
bhai,
big
mad gaya
adjustments.
Uh-oh.
Because this is a
No!
very
अपना
different
player
to what we saw last time.
That's the worst time to do that. That's bad. That's a bad time. He nades his own teammate out, and the Flash is
And
already got
DXavior's
through.
there on the wall as well.
Oh, this is oh my goodness me. That is actually crazy that it's the same setup, but just shunted over a couple matches. DXavior, though, will no longer be on the wall. Bose actually steps out.
कौन मारा रहा है फल
I mean, they know the tricks now. APG going to walk into a brick wall and will
APG
take
भी
it
गया
now. Regnum Kaya being able to weather the majority of that storm
A7
that
का
was
देखो
brought towards them is
वहीं
pretty
बैठा हुआ
impressive in that spot.
Yeah, a lot of the knocks came through from Caro, who actually swung down towards that southeast side. They got taken out themselves, so it has given time for Regnum Kai to at least pick up their feet. and
A7
get
को
back
निकालना
into the
पड़ेगा
picture. Alter Ego get themselves a nice central spot. And so that joke you made earlier actually is coming into fruition right now.
There you go. They're going to have a great game. D+, detonated by their countrymen. The derby match of demolition between DRX and D+ Kia. Any other words that start with D? Because I'll throw them right in there. Seems like though D+.
अब A7 क्या
fall
कर दिया
short.
देखो
They're not even going to get the elim here, Blank. 16th place for you. Back in the corner.
Back in corner. Go to shops and purchase some points.
You got any chicken? Get that.
Poach
Well,
Cook it for dinner.
I'm hoping for the turkey.
Oh, that is
I'm
true.
still hoping for the turkey. I mean, obviously we do back Regnum Kaya,
But that's not the turkey we're talking about.
but I want to see Alpha 7 win, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, it would be crazy to see a triple Erangel back-to-back. Regnum Kaya kind of getting lined up on right now, but not really taking too much damage. Killer Joe getting away with this. Not losing a tire, not losing the vehicle, not losing his health
36
bar
ammo बचा है इसके पास
on a two-player lineup. It's pretty crazy.
Very, very, very crazy.
Shouldn't really happen.
Regnum Kaya back out into open ground, which is giving them probably not the greatest of memories coming through from our previous game there versus Alpha 7, who been playing it fairly slow. Seems to be all
अब
they do
स्लो
today
होने
here
से
on
नहीं ना
Erangel.
चलेगा गाइस तो फाइट लेना होगा
Slow game.
यहीं रुकेगा साला
Moving out, getting that roadside under control, getting a little bit more presence felt. Thundertalk are still alive. 8 teams now remain. And on the eastern side, they have been quiet, so it's about time for them to do something absolutely mad. I think crash onto Ulf. Let's go.
Yeah, just do it. Just send it. Make it happen. Get themselves into nade range, though. That is a lot of firepower being blasted their way. That's from Flash. Obscure will hit the deck, but Revo is immediately there. And they're having to battle it out for this
They're
position.
crashing onto Ulf. Thundertalk
Kill
are
chori ho
going, and
gaya.
they are going straight onto Ulf. They lose one out in the open, but the roll down is strong. And Thundertalk overwhelmed the hold there.
फंस
I
गए
called
लोग
it.
You actually did.
I actually called it there.
But
But now the Nates from Alpha 7 come in.
At least we kind of know the personalities now from Thunder Talk.
I thought, what's the most unreasonable thing
नॉक
for
हो
them to
भाई
do?
एक दो नॉक होगा
This
तभी
is
जाके
Sighting personality actually manifesting within the team this
Yeah.
time around.
We're in 24th minute. That means the new IG
Chai.
kicked in. Goat team are going to rock up on the fight as well. Alpha 7 may be looking at third party, but they're looking
Chai
at
nahi
their own
piyena.
res in the meantime. Thundertalk overwhelmed in that fight. And now Regnum Kaya left alone on the south.
Alpha 7 do go down to just 3. Not impossible. Not impossible.
Regnum
To happen here.
Kaya, west side. Tenwolf, Silas, trade off from Loxy, but he's not going to be able to do more than that. Regnum Kaya handled there. They're up to 70 points on their 10 matches that they've played, but they will go down and will not get any more. 11 eliminations for both Team Flash and GOAT Team right now, Black.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big stand-up performance for Regnum Kaya, though. What an unfortunate match for them. I mean, you get so far into this and really not a lot of points at all off the back of it, just because you cannot contend with a South Korean team.
It's just not
ठीक
possible.
चला
Any South
A7
Korean
का एक
team,
प्लेयर
it's
down
Silas's
है
script tonight.
What do you mean?
TT बाहर हो गया क्या अरे यार
You're South Korea? We've got to fight you now, apparently. That's
DRX
that's Sean.
72 के saथ ऊपर आ गया
They go into
The
battle
chant.
against them.
Go on, chant that.
I'm not going to do that.
रेगनम का चल रही है बाहर
We're busy. Go team.
We're not going to
Taking
fight you
nades.
right now. No, we're not going to fight you right now. Great chant.
Oh yeah,
Great chant.
DRX though, they're going to fight Team Flash right now. Bose gives it a good go, and 2 players from DRX go down. 9 eliminations there, on for DRX. Alpha 7 trying to keep them at bay though, and they are surviving. 13 eliminations,
Come on,
however,
boys.
comes
Come on,
through
boys.
from GOAT Team. The possibility
Come
of
on.
the 3-peat getting a little bit closer. But Revo is caught. Will get flushed. No answer from Alpha 7, but they got the middle of this next zone. DRX trying to stretch their legs forwards, and they've got 9 players. Need to finding their way towards Alpha 7 as well.
DRX.
अल्फा 7 गया क्या
Not that much right now. They're kind of keeping it
3
safe,
नॉक
but
था
a
ना
14
उसका एक और
game game
खत्म
is
हो गया 2 ही बचे लोग
absolutely tremendous. And Alpha 7 is pinched. They are so pinched. There's a good
Okay.
initial shot from Carrillo. I don't think Alpha 7's living too much longer here.
Because Carrillo evaded that.
ओ भाई
Now the
भाई
nade finds its way over towards GOAT Team. And Carrillo gets the heal off. DRX are putting more pressure over towards GOAT Team. Vic could land a nade. Kraken could do something. And Alpha 7 can make this work. They need to be worried about the backline. QXZ is on an off angle for DRX. Still a threat. One more player goes down for GOAT Team.
Kill,
Grisel's looking to pick up
confirm
the points
करने
as
जाओ।
well. He flexes out wide around the back here for GOAT Team. And Vic is under
2
so
kill
much
मिल गया
pressure.
Oh my
उनको
God.
ऐसा
DRX able to do the dirty towards GOAT Team. They will take them down, but now in a 2 versus 4, Alpha 7, they're really up against it with DRX stepping forwards. I don't think they're going to be able to get the 3-peat. Grizel needs something special. He steps up for 1. So easy now with a challenge, but he goes for the flush instead. That's a little bit too bold. That's a little bit too big for your boots. Alpha 7, 1,
Second
1,
position.
2. They drop the ball at the final moment, but they get a lot of points. They open the gap further. DRX, however, they are second place, and they're on the hunt.
Alpha 7 unable to topple the Thailand territory here and grab that turkey in those end games.
एक और बचा हुआ है ना लास्ट मैच बचा होगा
But it wasn't quite happening. All that being said, a chicken dinner into a second place is still pretty dang awesome. That's pretty dang awesome for Alpha 7. DRX, they're on the chase once again. It's a team that you can't count out, and is it going to be 2 South Korean wins in a row here at PMGC, but from 2 separate teams? We'll have to wait and see, John.
I mean, that would be a pretty monumental record to settle for your region. I'm sure they'd love to see it. Plus, very unlikely now, still, to be able to do it. They are just too
Let's
far
call
away.
them out.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of done and dusted. They've channeled their win from last year over towards DRX. They're trying to boost them up, trying to give them that little leg up over the line. Will they be able to go the distance, or will Alpha 7 hold on? Let's head back to the desk to find out what they have to say.
It's DRX to pull out this chicken dinner on the last Aaron Gale here for day number 2. This was the match
9 2
of
11
ultimate third
11 2 13
I mean,
13
the
सा
Western
chicken dinner
tsunami here was DRX. They would see you, you would be
23
swept
point
under the rug instantly. They were doing so many good plays. I love especially how QXZZZ, normally one of the top fraggers, he was set up as the off-angle player. He was really getting so much information for his team, denying rotation paths for their enemies, and looking at the end there, as you said, 3rd party, 4th party, 5th party, 6th party, 7th. How
It's a
far can you go?
party!
16th party at the end. What?
One team that was blessed by all those 3rd parties, 4th parties, 5th parties was Alpha 7, but we'll talk about that later because you said it honestly, Max. QXCZC, even though he only ends up with 2 eliminations and 180 damage, the fact that he was able to take control of those off angles, the fact that they were able to
यही तो जीता था रे
eliminate Team Flash, which by the way, Team Flash,
इंडिया में आके
congratulations, much better performance in regards to being able to defend the compound that you actually had against R8, against Mad Bulls, and against the solo player of DX. But yeah, QXCC, I am super impressed with what I'm seeing. And also, on top of that, Hyunbin finally popping off.
Yeah, very happy about that one for DRX. I mean, the fact they don't lose a single player while doing all of that on the West is really very impressive. Very stoked about this one from DRX. And they weren't too high, too far off the high portion of the leaderboards, right? So actually, how close can he catch up with Alpha 7 as you go through the replays here? And yet, if unfortunately your E-Arena, that push off to Heaven did not really work out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, that was so crazy just watching so many players fall off Heaven right there at that game. But you know what? It's wild to see that, yeah, TRX, they're going to definitely push up the leaderboards. But, you know, Alpha 7 is going to make that gap even bigger. 7, this was still a great game for them.
It really was. For Alpha 7, I mean, at one point it looked like they were going to be getting blessed by the circle again. They ended up going south, and they found themselves in a particular spot because I thought that they were actually going to end up getting eliminated. Luckily for Alpha 7, they ended up getting
उसके
into
chat
first
में
zone
जाके
because for
अगर
Thunder Talk, first it was going to be Alt. Thunder Talk crashes Alt, right? No longer have to worry about that. So Alpha 7 starts taking a fight there with Thunder Talk. They start focusing on Alter Ego too. And as soon as Thunder Talk was about to do
subscriber mode only किए हुए guys
over that terrain. So Alpha 7 ultimately maxed their squad, just kept getting blessed because they didn't really have to fight anything.
Yeah, not blessed by the circle, blessed by the third parties in that situation. Pretty much. It's just like, we're getting squad wipes without shooting a single bullet. You know what? It's a great trade-off. Looking at this circle though and how the teams rotated, this time, Alpha 7, they don't go for their typical George pole drop. They drop east, and the circle goes east with them. And they even go starward just to get a bit of a vantage point, get a lot of information with the high ground. Pretty typical play for them.
Alpha 7 और DRX
Not giving any spots away on the eastern side. I know you said many times this 7 you wanted them to be more aggressive. That defense, they would have done it yesterday. That is how they could have gotten a win.
A completely different defense, and it looks to it goes to show that
Yes, पहले इधर आया
back by reviewing and learning from their mistakes. Because if you go back, for everybody currently watching at home, after today, go back and watch how they were able to defend that in day 1. Completely different. But I gotta give some props. To Go Gaming. I think they ended up with a bunch of eliminations because of the aggression that we saw. There you go, DRX 23 points, but Go Gaming 14 eliminations. They were taking the fight
23
to
point
everything.
मिला
At
इसको
one point we saw APG push them towards 7, and they were smart. They didn't want to take that close range just yet. They decided to back off, with ended up working out for them. And then
100
we
हो
saw
गया
them going for the crash as well on Thunder Talk. So overall for Go Gaming, a confidence booster game right here.
I mean, really, Go Gaming are their strongest when they are together.
Yes.
And they know that if they were taking that 2-2 fight, APG were just completely going to demolish them in those buildings, especially the one in Heaven itself.
अरे गोट तो बहुत नीचे भी है यार
Very, very aggro. Those
क्या बोलते
second
हैं
page of the rankings there.
DX क्या खेल रहा है DX
Low point game, 2
2
points.
नंबर पे
Xavier, the circle is now going to Alpha 7. So you need to hot drop Alpha 7 if you want to get the circle.
Is it safe to say now, Max, that it was circle luck? Because in a bit there, it did look like the rotations were good, right? To be fair,
38%
early
57
on, the
leg पे
rotations were good, but later into the matches, it was just pure circle luck for that squad.
I don't think it's circle luck. It is
आँख बहुत
definitely
छोटा है
circle
बाबू
luck. I
तुम्हारा
know it's
क्यों
circle luck, right? Of course, they were able to play around the positions really well, but in the circle,
आँख
favoring them,
बनाया
they
हुआ
didn't
है
quite
इसे
do as well compared to their first day of action. Though Hyunbin, MVP of this game, Master Angle, very happy with DRX. Again, the tidal wave on the western edge, doing very, very many good third parties in these western fights. And yeah, Human allowed to shy by QXZZ. I'm sure QXZZ really wanted to get involved, but it's good to see QXZZ is adaptable. He can play as one of your main fraggers. He can slow down a little bit to set up his teammates.
Well, let's take a look at the overall leaderboards here, 7, and it's Alpha 7 to finally break that 3-digit mark.
And luckily, not only that, DRX able to keep it close there with that win.
12 point पीछे है DRX बस
Because if this squad wouldn't have been there, that lead that you were talking about earlier, Hot Jukes, would have been even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, that's still a mighty nice lead. That is for sure. They'll take that all day long. Looking on down the leaderboards, though, guys, I think we heard John say it a little bit, and I'm going to definitely put that nail in the coffin.
3 मैच में 4 पॉइंट लिया है DX
Yeah, just way too far behind at this point.
It's game over. Yeah, do we agree? It's
Let's
I think it is.
go.
I think it's definitely relatively close for them to
Let's
be
go, नहीं
out
लिखता
of
है.
the race for this trophy, unless we have one of the biggest comebacks. But as of right now, currently how they're playing, Seven, I don't think that's gonna be the case.
Okay, D+. I'm gonna cut you some slack because Ozal's my boy. Yes.
This is the most
This is
biased
me.
thing
This
you
is.
can say.
Oh, hey, no, wait, hold on. Let me finish. This is me being absolutely biased, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
For them, they need to get back-to-back chicken dinners going into Miramar. If in the first Miramar it's not a chicken dinner, I don't care if it's second place. Even if they get 10 eliminations, no chance for that back-to-back championship.
Yep, literally do or die. Do or die right now.
I told you, the fact that their win was on a city finish, it did not give me any confidence that they were going to be able to maintain those performances. And you know what? I wish I wasn't right. I was on that one. City finishes are very random, and they were able to just keep the 4 players alive to the very end versus Alpha 7 to secure that win. It's done. Though looking at the top players of this game here, we see in top, we see top with a mini 14. Again, he gets 3 elims for almost 1,000 damage. He was popping heads always. When you see top with a mini 14 and a 6x scope, you're in for a good time.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking at the #1 player right there, Killer Joe with 892 damage, 7 elims. We'll be talking about Amori. We'll be talking about some of the other players starting to pop off here in this PMGC. I feel like that's definitely another player that has showcased his skills, especially for that squad. Every single time we talk about Go Gaming, we end up talking about Killer Joe putting up those eliminations or damage or just getting those off angles that we even saw yesterday in Rondo.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed by Go actually during the league stage because all the players kind of had similar performances. No one really stood out. We didn't have that big MVP contender for the squad. We have that now in Killer Joe, which gets me excited of can we see him maintain these performances going into the next few matches, Miramar for today, maybe even day 3 of these finals. Killer Joe putting his name on the map here for the PMGC.
I mean, he definitely holds the record for the longest S12K shot in the tournament so far.
It didn't hit though. What do you mean? It didn't hit.
Hey, but he took that shot, and we'll count it, baby. You
Wait.
know what I'm saying?
No, we don't
He had no
count.
choice. He had no choice. You know what, though? We're going into Miramar. Max, right? Finally. What are your expectations going into Miramar?
Alpha 7 are really good on Miramar. I kind of want to lean into that one a little bit. I mean, which
No.
team are we looking at?
No. Come on. Go on that one. Go on that one.
Okay, Alpha 7
Yes?
will do well on Miramar.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Thank you, Max.
Why?
No, because that's actually a great point. That was the best performing map yesterday for that squad. When we talk about Rondo, if we go back and look at what they were able to do in Erangel, it was pretty much non-existent for that squad. Whenever we actually ended up going towards Miramar, they ended up with 4th place, and I think 6 elims, and then a 2nd place. So for this squad, if they can actually continue on this performance in Miramar, and if for some reason those other teams that are currently trying to catch up, DX, APG, DRX, if they slip, then we're going to be posing that big question that you were asking earlier, Hajux, about that lead that we've been talking about, and also Smash Roll coming into play on the final day.
That Smash Roll is going to be insane, guys. So just a quick reminder for everybody, right? At the end of the day, the team with the top points, 10 more points than that is going to be that Smash Zone. So if Alpha 7, let's just say they were ending the game with 100 and on top. 110 points in game 1, they win the next chicken dinner, they're the champions. It's all over, right? So I think Alpha 7 going into Miramar, right, are going to definitely try their hardest, of course, to get all these points.
Yeah.
But if they have that big gap, that's going to be a huge advantage because it's going to be so tough for any team to possibly even break to that Smash Zone.
Yeah, I would love to see Alpha 7 take the approach of focus on getting a good position early mid-game. And after that, if you have a good spot, you just leverage it to be able to get a double-digit elimination game. Because if you increase the point threshold for the Smash significantly and you distance yourself from 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, that Smash ruling is going to be really hard for any other team but yourself to execute.
Ah, look at that Carrillo. He's smiling. He knows he's in a really good spot right now. Oh, my goodness. You know what? 7, I'm asking you a
I don't
question.
like that smile.
You don't like that smile?
I don't like that smile.
It's too confident.
Carrillo, get back in the game. What you mean you're smiling? I like him being serious. This is, remember, I wanna throw it back to a couple PMGCs in the past. Alpha 7 goes into the last day
Oh,
as
no.
first
Oh, no.
place. The pressure, they're not the ones chasing, they're the ones being chased now, and then we see a drop off.
You took me back to 2023 right there.
Damn
I
right.
was like, oh yes, you're right. That was a thing.
Yeah, so
But you
that
team-
even though you guys think I might be miming, I kind of want him to
No,
be focused
yeah.
and actually be present in what's currently going on, and not just enjoying that 12 12-point lead, because honestly, that 12-point lead can disappear in just one match.
Yeah, and actually, as we're talking about Alpha 7 maybe being a little bit overconfident there because he's smiling, good man.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
No, like one thing that was interesting, and I think you pointed it out to me, Seven, we did see, I think it was Guizao or Obscure over peeking a little bit too much, overlooking that position, and he gets knocked. If they don't do that, that might have been a back-to-back chicken dinner for Alpha 7. So, sure, you just got 2 wins. Don't let it get to your head. Play it safe. Play it regular. Don't overpeak, because taking those casualties in a lobby like this, they get 1 knock on you, they are going to push it, like DRX, for example. So those small individual knocks can hurt you significantly in a lobby of this caliber.
And it is players that it is their first PMGC Grand Finals. Remember, they've been to PMWC, but now at this stage, a lot of people consider, a lot of the players especially, consider PMGC to be at a higher level. They hold it at a higher status too. So I'm hoping that that confidence that these players have had for the longest time, it continues on. And now we're looking at DXavier here, and yeah, that's exactly what we expect to see out of them right now. Just distraught in currently what's going on.
I want that picture as a meme, and in the text in white below, no circle, question mark.
Oh man, it's been so it's so brutal, man. You know, we're going into Miramar. We'll see what DXavier can do. As we look a little bit further down the leaderboards, you know, we talked about how D+, they're not going to be able to be the champions unless they win this game. Going a little bit more towards that mid-pack, though, Seven, right? When it comes to a team that you're seeing, what team do you feel it's do or die for them right here in this Miramar?
Do or die?
Yeah.
In the mid-pack?
If they want to win. If they want to win this tournament.
And they want to win, I think I would have to look at the squads. First of all, 10th and below definitely needs to end up with some improvements.
안녕하세요. D+ 기아 팀 놀부입니다. 게임을 처음 시작한 거는 학생 때부터 시작했고, 그리고 프로게이머를 시작한 지는 한 3년에서 2년 정도 된 것 같아요. 저희 팀 폼이 작년보다는 좀 안 좋은 것 같아서 실력이 더 늘었다기보다는 약간 비슷하거나 조금 아래인 것 같은데, 포레스트가 그 형이 들어왔을 때는 약간 저희 팀 파비안 선수보다는 그 싸우는 교전력이 더 좋다고 생각해서 데리고 온 것 같은데, 약간 그 점에서 합도 안 맞고 그 원하는 팀 게임이 안 나왔던 것 같아요. 저희가 25년 시즌에는 그 선수가 바뀌는 부분도 있었고, 저희가 하고 있는 방식이 맞다고 생각하면서 잘못된 방향성으로 풀어나가려고 했던 것들이 좀 문제였던 것 같아요. 저희가 노력한 만큼 또 열심히 하면은 다른 팀들한테 밀리지 않고 잘할 수 있을 거라고 생각해서 PMGC 끝난 후에도 한국 팀이나 또 아시아 팀들이 잘할 수 있다고 생각할 수 있게끔 하는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 이번 연도 저희가 처음으로 저희 자력으로 세계대회에 왔는데, 이제 저희가 작년 세계대회 우승했던 것만큼 압박도 있고 또 다른 사람들이 기대하는 것도 있을 텐데, 그에 못 미치지 않게 PMGC라는 무대에서 2연속 우승하기 위해 저희가 더 열심히 해서 꼭 우승하도록 하겠습니다.
Merhabalar, ben Berke Saylas Çetin, Regional Kale Esports'ta ayrıca konumda oynuyorum. PUBG'ye ilk çıktığı günden beri oynuyorum. Ailem o zamanlar izin vermiyordu. Gizli oynuyorum. E-spor yoktu o zaman ama başka oyunların e-sporlarını takip ediyordum. Yani bir e-sporcu olmak istiyordum. PUBG Mobile'da buna açık.
Who have won the title? RCB picked to the post in South Korea. D+ Kia.
Benim için geçmişte kaldı ama aklıma geliyor illaki tabii. Bazen geceleri, özellikle turnuva bittikten sonraki ilk aylar böyle geceleri editleri açıp falan izlerdim, yani bir duygulanırdım. Ama ileriye bakmak lazım yani bir yerden sonra. O yüzden o turnuvaya dair herhangi bir şey hissetmiyorum. İkincilikte sonuçta güzel bir başarı. Ama son maçtaki talihsiz alanlardan sonra nasip değildi. Belki bu sene olabilir yani. Yani bu sene güzel başladık. Yani WC'de daha iyi bir sonuç getirebilseydik bu sene benim senem değil, yani bizim senemiz diyebilirdim yani. Aslında daha yani çok uzun bir yolum var. Elimden geldiğince çok şey kazanıp kendimi tarihin güzel bir yerine yazmak istiyorum yani. Bu işi en iyi şekilde yapmak istiyorum. Dünyanın belki de en başarılı e-sporcularından biri olmak istiyorum kendi alanımda. Takım değiştirip de iyi olmamın sebebi de birazcık da disiplin ve tecrübeden kaynaklı. Servet amcam ve Çınar amcam kendi öz ailem dışında. Onlara çok teşekkür ediyorum. Eski takım arkadaşlarım dahil, yeni takım arkadaşlarım dahil, bütün bu ana kadar gelmiş geçmiş bütün takım arkadaşlarımla, onlar olmadan ben buraya gelemezdim. Onların emeği de çok etkiliyor takım oyunu olduğu için. Onlara da buradan çok teşekkür ediyorum. Beni destekleyen herkese de çok teşekkür ediyorum.
Siapa yang paling pintar ngendop di tempat-tempat yang aneh? Siapa yang mati duluan terus suka nyalain orang lain?
Kadang nih dua nih.
Siapa yang lututnya lama, rotasinya juga telat?
Banyak.
Siapa yang paling disiplin dan banget diskret?
Gak ada disiplin, gak ada.
Siapa tukang ngeklap?
Semua.
Siapa yang ada air jago tapi chemistry-nya jelek?
Siapa ya?
Siapa yang paling bawel bikin?
Ya paling bacot sih dia sih. Paling bacot dia.
Siapa yang paling lucu?
Paling lucu. Aduh.
Oh,
Ini paling lucu nih.
Siapa yang kayak abang-abangan?
Semua abang-abangan. Semua.
Siapa yang paling kayak aneh gitu? Kayak orang yang harus menjaga.
Kita sama Moana berdua.
Siapa yang suka ketawain orang lain?
Ini ketawa di semua.
Siapa yang tukang komplain?
Paling dia lah.
Rosemary.
Siapa yang paling susah bangun tidur?
Rosemary.
Siapa yang makan paling banyak?
Rian kayaknya deh.
Moana, Rian nih berdua nih.
Siapa yang paling bersih orangnya?
Paling bersih. Sumpah paling bersih.
Siapa yang paling gampang ke distract?
Siapa ya? Kadang anak-anak ada sih semua rata-rata.
Tapi semuanya ada.
Semua.
Siapa yang paling banyak fans?
Oh masih Rian.
Itulah kita permainan kita tadi yang kalian udah tonton. Terima kasih banyak dan see you. Kita
to actually continue and do that, then that's why I think that team is not gonna have a chance, Jukes.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
I mean, when
Yeah,
you really look
great
at it
point.
like that, there's some point analysis. Seven.
Yeah,
What can
I love
say?
how in depth he went the entire time. That was like the best
Yeah.
5-minute point I've ever heard in my life.
I love
Like
it.
life changing, really.
I love it. But you know what? Maybe
Need a
people
sip
that
of
are
water.
just tuning
Good
in. Yeah, maybe people that are just tuning in right now. Could you mind repeating yourself, Seven?
Yeah, give me a second. I need a sip of water after that 5-minute spell I just did there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know what? Actually, we got 45 seconds left into the game. We're going into the first Miramar Max. How excited are you?
I'm very excited, and I'd be even more excited if Vampire.
मैच शुरू हो
win.
जाएगा
They are the local team.
35
They're
सेकेंड
down in
में
14.
मैच
We've
लास्ट
not
मैच
seen
है
much from these
डे
guys.
2
We
का
know what they can deliver. I'm going to start being critical. You've got your home crowd supporting you. Vampire, where are you? What's going on?
You're hoping Vampire wakes up. I'm hoping APG get at least some placement points because you have been non-existent. If I'm not mistaken, please let me know in the chat if I am. They have not gotten a single placement point today.
Well, you know what? It's time to heat things up. Let's get into the action. We're about to head into the sandy desert of Miramar. And
कमेंट तो
I
कुछ
think
नहीं आ
that's
रहा है
well.
कि
I think
कमेंट
that's
बार
a great
बार
shout for teams that you're looking at. Any other squads you could possibly be looking at as well?
I was going to say Team Flash, but they're kind of on the up and up, right? Playing more aggressive. I'm liking it. And they're going to be looking to get some big improvement, maintain their aggression.
Yeah.
But D+2, I mean, every team at the bottom I feel like should not be there, but this is because this lobby is so bloody stacked, man. Everyone should be higher up, but there's only so many points in these matches.
I'm so hyped up for Miramar. I was already taking my headset off. I was cleaning my glasses. I'm like, all right, we about to jump in. This is it. Show me another alpha. No, just kidding. I want to see, I genuinely want to see APG wake up. I think it's time.
Wake up, guys. Get ready. Let's head on over to Miramar. The plane is flying. Let's go ahead and take it on over to our casters.
We are getting back in towards the desert for possibly, our last stint here, Blank. There's no guarantee that we'll see it at the end of tomorrow. It could all come to a close early.
Babu Gawa.
You've brought this up 5 times now.
Yes, because it's very important.
and-
It's a major feature of the tournament.
And tomorrow I guarantee it's going to 6 games.
Okay, well, you guarantee it all you like. But it could still not be true.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
But
Not with
I
Alpha
think-
7 doing this, though.
I think it's going to go to 6. It usually does. But we're in the sky right now over Miramar, which in the past was typically Alpha 7's preferred choice of source was Miramar. And we'll see if they can get some compliments on this condiment right here on this game, because I do think, get some more wins here, set themselves apart from the rest, and then, they prefer quite a while tomorrow. They are the only team that would be able to hit up that smash ruling.
They
and
do have that
potentially
lead.
end it all early, John.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Now you're cutting it on. You're dancing to my beat now. Absolutely, though, with the leads that Alpha 7 have, they do have a significant advantage and put everyone else at a significant disadvantage here. And over towards the northeast side, with the circle we go. So up towards El Azahar, up towards water treatment, Cruz de Valle, up on that northern edge. Let's see if APG will indeed wake up. The desires of 7, will they be answered? Because in the party bus, it is not looking very festive. Oh, that's a bad start. Oh, they're taking a lot of damage. They are wending their way across the road. Slowly, slowly. They take the damage, and they keep going. A couple more shots for Mormon. The iron sights are there, and APG on their last legs, but they're just over the horizon now. Mormon with 12 rounds left to go. Looking to connect a shot, but it will not be there. How on earth have they done that? A bulletproof umbrella out the window. Just about avoiding the damage that would have taken them down. Trading off beautifully, by the way. If either player had taken one more shot, they would have been down.
Yeah, what a crazy escape that was from APG. You are right, they were definitely on their last legs, and they'd gone through at least 6 pairs by the time they got to that point. Wow, wow, wow. Not really sure I can congratulate them on that either.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
A bit of an unlucky streak there coming through from EA. Not quite able to get those final shots in.
Wow, you hit some, you miss some. They missed quite a lot, though, didn't they? I think the bus took a heavy hit for them as well. I think
it was probably the perfect vehicle to have. Many seats to switch between. You're basically playing roulette in the back of the vehicle.
That is true. I wanted that seat. No, move, move, move. Oh, well. They came up with the goods in the end. If you guys want the goods too, make sure you are redeeming using the code on screen, PUBG X PUBGM. Zol trying to keep as quiet as possible. He's redeemed those codes, and everyone is out to get him for it.
You redeemed the only code. Potentially the top 3 code in 4th place right now. Tied up between 3 teams. The amount of times that we've had 3 squads on 3rd, 4th, and 5th tied. It's happened too much. Throughout the entirety of PMGC, in fact.
It's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting feature. And I shall have to do some analysis on it as to why it is happening. So exactly what is causing this, because it is an anomaly. Oh dear, E-Arena continue to have a tough time of things after not being able to get the knock or a flush or a point. Over towards APG, they now have taken a knock their way, and another one. Reefus finds it, but APG. Okay, no, I thought Zol was going to have to win that challenge as well, but he's staying alive. Has he been spotted? Are they turning around? Maybe coming back to this one? This isn't in the zone, so this is all chicanery on the southwest side.
APG's had a bit of a weird start, haven't they, really? Trying to find some semblance of defense here, but nice shot from distance as well with a heavy over towards E8.
It's not been a good start to the match. E-Arena and Vampire, the 2 home ground Thailand teams, are getting punished right now. 13th and 14th on the tables. It is not going to be a fun experience for them. And they are very limited in their possibility of getting up towards that top side now. At this stage, it is going to start to be more and more of the tables counted out in terms of getting up towards that first place position. And I think it feels like Kara and Vampire have joined that number alongside DK. E-Arena, they are very much on their last legs. If they don't do much by the end of today, I'm counting them out too.
Yeah.
And beyond that, the same will start to happen.
I mean, it's very, very, very cool that D plus Kia managed to make it here, but it's very, very, very uncool to end up in first place last year and then finish in 16th the year after. That doesn't feel great. But I want to make it clear, it's very, very, very cool that they're at least here.
Oh, yeah. we love the fact that the potential back-to-back championship team are here, because it's still technically possible. They could still do it. Can you imagine? Goodness me. They could do it in 2 games, mathematically.
Yeah.
Because you can get 10 placement points and up to 60 elim points in a match.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Oh, and with a rondo, actually, you can get more.
Yeah, easily they
So,
can do
yeah,
it.
they can basically get it in 1 game.
Yeah.
And then pass that smash boundary, and then win a chicken dinner in the next one.
Quick win it, chicken dinner, done.
Yeah, I mean, it's that easy.
Bish bash bosh.
Just get a 70 elimination rondo.
Just elim everyone. Do it.
Seen that guy?
Elim now.
Elim him. Right now.
Elim him.
Elim him. Oh, torn elim from elim. Seems like the rest of the lobby is sentencing DK to that fate. Vampire not having a good time of it either. A bit of a stake through the heart. It seems like they shall not arise today. But everyone's turning around and just getting away on super low HP on these vehicle runs, Blank. It's the Bandage Brigade for Gooey. And he will stay alive for the time being. CEO pops a shot, pops 2, pops a couple more, but again, they just get away from it.
Yeah, well, this lobby is basically the entire lobby is the Bandage Brigade right now. We are wrapping ourselves from head to toe, and it's not looking great. It's not looking great. It's been a tough approach for a lot of our squads towards this circle. I believe Thunder Talk right now quite like their position. I also quite like whoever the IGL is right now.
Can we keep it that way?
Can we keep it that way, please? I think that they are the worst offenders. I complain about Rosemary, but I think they are the worst offenders. But to be fair, also, at least they do it together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the saving grace.
That is true. When there's a call, they do follow through. They follow through on it.
I have seen actually some chats online about Rosemary at the moment, and you know, it's good to see different perspective, because I think some people say that perhaps the rest of the team can't keep up with him. I'm not really sure what I lie on right now, but I think that patience overall would help the team tomorrow. Just a touch. Just a sprinkle.
They're on 69 points right now for Alter Ego in 6th place. Nice. But not nice enough, unfortunately.
No.
It needs to be nicer.
But for Indonesia, it's a ridiculously good result.
Yeah, it's a brilliant turn up. It's something we've been waiting for a while now, so being in and amongst the top pack is good news, because they are very, very close to the podium, right? They're 2 points away from APG in 3rd place. DRX, they're definitely not out of reach. Alpha 7 right now probably are for the time being, but they could slowly, incrementally make their way up there to join them.
You could do it in 2 games. No. You can actually do it in 2 games. You can. This is not like joking. You can do it in 2 games.
Over like 70 elims.
You don't need to.
Elim him.
You just need to get a couple. Just get a couple here. And just have some high placing games. But Alter Ego at the moment taking a bit of a fight with D+, who arguably is currently the weakest in the lobby.
They have had a tough turn.
Hey, Vampire can at least say they did better than the champions from last year.
We beat the champions, guys.
We beat the champions.
That's all you need to say in the social media bio.
Yeah.
Champion beaters.
Champion beaters by strong 10 points.
For now, anyway. We'll see if that changes, because D+, they've still got some life in them, I think. I think they might not end on the bottom spot. But that's a strong might.
Regnum Kari currently playing around the fielded area over on the northwest side. Don't always find this the most comfortable positions for teams, but it will keep them out for quite a while. Alpha 7 are coming in on their northern edge, so they will have to keep them out. Luckily for Regnum Kari, Alpha 7 is likely to combat Mad Bulls first. They might be able to pick up the pieces afterwards, but the position isn't amazing for finding those shots.
It's not phenomenal.
I'm curious to wait and see what happens from that spot on the map, though. I think there definitely could be some action in that area.
Ooh, bit of action from Nolbu. Spots Alva and gets that knock, but has to reposition with the blue. Unlikely that this gets fully flushed. Alter Ego should be able to res this, but D+ want to put pressure on. Chips actually lighting up the off angle on Rosemary, causing a little bit of a back off there, which means that the approach over the hillside slightly easier. Rosemary very fast on the heel, and the blue zone starts to envelop the fight. Alva actually not getting fully rezzed here, but Rosemary with a long-range tip tap with the Mini 14 doing work.
Back it off.
He needs to back it off now. That's what Blank wants. Is it going to be in time, though? Has to hop out of the vehicle. It is 2 under pressure. Can't move fast enough. The blue zone's upon him. Needs to be careful. Rosemary's down. Takes too many shots. Could not get in the vehicle fast enough. Does get the knock, but he is punished. And I feel like you're pretty vindicated at the moment, Blank.
I don't really need to say anything, do I, honestly?
No. You said all you need to.
Yeah, again, the right play there is you get that initial knock, you've covered your team. But then you just get back to the rest of the squad.
Rosemary down. Alter Ego do well.
Potentially.
It's the rules.
Potentially.
It's the rules.
Yeah, I'm curious on this next circle, though, which does head over towards Vampire, in fact. Actually getting them a little bit further up the leaderboard. Thundertalk also meandering in the hills over on the eastern side. The Xavier, I do think that the desk was absolutely correct, honestly, on their assessment of that team. It's also a little bit sad from, yesterday, the desk hearing that they felt like a third-place team after they finished yesterday. But it seems to be the case here. I think the Xavier is a great squad.
Oh, Wild. Trying to hold the door frame. Nice. Doesn't manage to catch it on the pre-fire. Not even needing to go out for the flush. That will come through very thick and fast as Mad Bulls are down to 1. Pusher, the last to stand. Regnum Kaya playing on out the rest of this one. D+ Kia now moving up over towards Thundertalk. They have got 4 players alive. And they've left Alter Ego to their own devices. For the time being, they've allowed them to pick themselves back up to 3. So they can get towards Moana, who is really deep inside the circle, Blank.
Yeah, he has created an anchor point. Kara finding Ida. I think R8 was trying to make a little bit of a sneaky maneuver. I think it's pretty bold of them to go for that. Swinging through that eastern side. That western side, sorry, over towards the east. But they do grab themselves a building, and Kara wasn't quite able to stop that from happening.
R8 managing to get along the roadside.
Maybe it was a sick rotation. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong there.
Maybe.
I don't know how they made that happen, though.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know how I'm wrong. I'm never wrong.
I'm wrong quite often.
Frequently, you're pretty right, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I definitely can be wrong. And in this case, I think maybe I am. I think it was maybe a good push from R8. But still, it just went unpunished, which I found surprising. I think that's the main thing. APG losing members on a slight split here. I think that is Resable, though.
Could be. It's a little bit out in the zone on the western side, but it should be pick-upable. If not Resable there, they can try and reposition it. And the blue zone, yeah, you're going to need to get a little bit closer with zone 4 coming on in. That shift goes down south, over towards the graveyard, over towards the position that Team Flash hold fairly convincingly. That's the last player of the Bulls going down. That point goes over towards R8. And the arena, they're still giving it a good scrap on out the northwestern side near Hacienda. Having a good time of it, but they were busted down earlier to 2 players. So there will be a limited point scoring capacity in this match.
See how RCB handles this, to be honest with you, because they are sandwiched between quite a few teams, in fact. It's more like a cube sandwich, to be honest with you. It's a very weirdly, geometrically assemble sandwich, because there is a fair few teams around them all locking them in place.
It's more like a Scotch egg.
It's like a bread prison.
A calzone.
I guess that's what a Scotch egg is, but for the egg.
Yeah, exactly. It's a calzone, right?
No,
Same thing.
it's an egg prison. Egg bread prison.
A burrito.
Ooh.
All things
That it could be.
surrounded by bread. That is what we're looking at to get on with this one. Kara trying to make toast out of E-Arena right now, playing on us too. They don't want to lose too many more though. They've lost one already. And any more, probably going to spell disaster for them. Nade over the top from Tony K does not connect. Of course, R8 would love to chime in and third party this. Nades continue to find their way on through. The Villa may look like paradise to some, but right now, it is a nightmare lock-in for these squads. Because Kara can't leave until E-Arena are dealt with in some way, in one way or another. This fight must conclude, and CEO takes to the shingles, tries to step fancy.
You could say that Kara right now is a little bit like an egg.
Okay. Well, CEO looks to boil them. Will not be able to do so. Hops out the pan instead, and now Joker and Tony K are giving them a massive run for them. Oh, wait, hang on a minute, they're down. All three of them fall. A little chime in comes through the off angle from R8. That's terrible news for Kara.
Yeah, it's a good flex out from R8. All jokes aside about eggs, that was a fantastic flex out from R8. Just frying EA. Almost like an egg.
And they're able to poach a point away from them as well.
They absolutely
right? So they're able to add that one to their tally instead. For R8, I mean, this was a surprise team, right? Coming in as top spot from the gauntlet. It doesn't seem like they've kind of lived up to that target, but they definitely have shown a lot of potential, right? Specifically, a lot from Amori. The guy has been a massive clutch. The issue is that they haven't been able to channel that in the right directions, into the right situations. It seems like he is always having to clutch rather than being able to perform as a solid line.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that Amuri right now, if I'm looking at this objectively, I would say Amuri is really the only player here who is up to standards of a PMGC.
Wow.
I think that the rest of the team all has a lot of experience on side. I think for Marth, you could say that as well, to be honest with you. But I just think this team needs a little bit more experience on side. Ida has had a lot of experience in the past, but at this level, maybe not, right? However, the potential could skyrocket for this team over the next year. They could even make it happen on this PMGC, you know, if they're able to find the right zones, the right circles. But my point stands. For R8, there's still a lot of potential for this team. And just because Amuri is clear ahead of the rest of them, in my opinion, doesn't mean the rest of the squad can't get there, because they absolutely can. Ida can. Prestige has had a long, long history in PUBG Mobile. And I think that Marth, you know, taken under the wing of Amuri, so could be that guy for the clutch moments, much like Mafioso used to be for Alpha 7.
We were talking too much about Amori, and he did go down. He tried to roll out for R8 on the northwestern side towards Reckon Kaya. And nothing else happened after that. He did not, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Meanwhile, the circle moves away from that south side a little bit more.
इतना बड़ा मैच
at the moment.
A7 का एक प्लेयर देखो
Compound on that corner of the road.
गया
An alter ego as two.
DRX चारों पे है 90 पॉइंट हो गया है 10 पॉइंट और पीछे है
I will not be stopping.
We have to stop.
A7 को दे दो भाई क्या कहते हैं कंपाउंड दे दो नुका छुपा के खेलेगा
I think he's fantastic as well, but I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, good. गए भाई तू अरे अरे कौन R8
spotted by Ulf
कौन मार रहा है
the burn is good over towards Goat Team. That's actually coming from D+, who are further south of this one. Seem to have an angle. An 8 over the top. It's just Prestige now remaining. Ida getting taken down. A lot of danger on this crossing.
दो नॉक हो
In
गया
the zone
चूतिया
plan.
खाली
They do still need to move forwards. Dropping these smokes necessary to pick this back up. But APG, they're going to have angles. As soon as they step too far forward, that's when D+ Kia chime in again.
I mean, there's definitely angles coming through from Ulf, but I do think here, by this tiny little mound on the ground, it's possible to get one player up. Aaron, though, does find Ida.
A7 गया
He's
भाई.
now down from DX Xavier. Is this DX Xavier starting to pop up a little bit more? I'd love to see it.
Could be, could be. Alpha 7 though, having a real tough time. Revo now the last to stand for them, in fact. As a solo player, this is good news for the teams chasing, but it's DRX who are still alive as well, who could be another major hurdle to cross. Revo gets spotted, and Alpha 7 fall. Blank, our top spot now will stay at that triple-digit boundary, so teams behind can chase. Regnum Kaya on the north edge have 5 elims already. They're looking to challenge off against Vampire, and beneath them, it's Ulf on that south side. Both from Turkey. We'll see if that familiarity is going to play into the wheelhouse of either Regnum Kaya or Ulf.
I mean, for Ulf, their position is not impenetrable, right? I think it's definitely possible to go for this. It will be tough, though. But there is a large amount of area even on the east side. The
No zone, no gameplay.
They really need to do it is clear out the majority of the north. If they can clear out the majority of the north, then their life gets a lot easier.
No zone. वही ना zone रहेगा तभी gameplay दिखेगा. नहीं रहता तो इन लोग का गांड फट जाता.
Yeah, I think at the moment for Regnum Kaya this is very much
इनको चाहिए घर.
But with 5 elims,
घर में छुपे हुए रहेंगे.
They're all about that consistency. They can set themselves up for success in that early game. Eventually, they're going to start to figure out that second
DX भी
rotation,
अच्छा खेल रहा है.
they absolutely have done today, I would say. And I think the assessment
2 kill ले
is
चुका है.
that Regnum Kaya is on the up and up from here.
I feel like Regnum Kaya in a 3-day tournament are a force to be reckoned with. I think when it comes to 2 days, they're a little bit easier to subdue. But in 3 days, on that stretch, they get a read.
RG, DRX, ठीक है. APG,
Well, I know how. It's
AE.
And well, to be fair, they do have analysts and coaches and things behind the scenes as well. But it's a steady head on the shoulders that is guiding them to victory in matches.
खाने के बाद सब.
Wild to a knock, and Vampire going to try and test them
हाँ.
now. Lazarus spotted though heavy.
10 मिनट बाद. नहीं.
And a nade over the top from Zedwolf to keep Wild safe for a little bit longer.
अभी
Steps back
खाना
over
खाना
towards the nade though.
खा लीजिए.
Careful.
अब ये खाना खा लीजिए.
Out of the way of that one.
11 बजे सबको खिला दीजिएगा तो आप खाइएगा.
Potent towards him though, does do damage but doesn't take
13 बजे रात को
on the shot. That nade again, nearly taking him down. He is getting out of the way.
पेट कैसे भर गया सुनिए
into the firing line of the next one. Gets a flush, gets that knock, and Vampire doing damage of their own. Regnum Kaya down to 3. Now have to cross the road all the way south. Vampire really making them suffer.
Yeah, there's this case where Vampire is able to move up, but they would just not leave Regnum Kaya alone. So it forces poor Zedwolf in that position where he is desperate to get a second knock there. If he's able to get the second knock, then maybe they would have had time to get Wild back up, but they're going back for it in earnest. There's a swing pass coming through from Loxy. That makes life so much easier now for Regnum Kaya.
And they go for another one. Gooey down as well. Zedwolf does get knocked, and it's a 1 versus 2 now on the challenge. Vampire caught lacking. Will not be able to pick up the teammates now. It's all up to Miaula as he goes out wide with the shotgun shells, trying to play close range. Zedwolf needs to get picked up fairly quickly. Under the vehicle, shut down there. Comes through from Silas. Able to stop the funny business. They lose Wild, but they stay alive as 3. They're up to 7 elims now, Blank.
Loxy just smearing bat blood across the desert here was disgusting work. DX Xavier getting backed off the position from Thundertalk, who are shifting into gear sighting very soon.
Nades up. DX Xavier not connecting, but they use it as cover. Moving forwards, that short plateau really stopping them short, and actually APG chiming in. That is bad news for DX Xavier. They lose 1, very unlikely to be able to stick around for that revive. D+ also trying to step towards Paragin, but Nolbu just about able to win that trade. Thundertalk might try and step forwards, take that point away from them, but no, a second elim found. It is, however, just Nolbu now left standing on the south side for D+.
And Flash is in his way. So it's sort of unlikely that's going to go through. I got worried for DX Xavier there because I did feel like Thundertalk was just going to set it. Luckily,
छोटा जोन हो गया है. APG बचा हुआ है, DRX बचा हुआ है, TT बचा हुआ है, D क्या है? DRX है.
Ulf's going to have sight lines over towards us. This is a very tough push.
जोन के बाहर चूतिया रिवाइव दो जल्दी से 15 सेकंड है चूतिया मर गया भोसड़ी के खत्म हो गया
No idea. You have no idea they're even there.
डी के बाहर हो गया लास्ट 34 पॉइंट्स लिए यही टीटी का फाइट हो गया 2 जा तीन गया एक बचा हुआ है बस ऑल डेड
And that is going to leave us at 7 teams remaining. APG, 8.
यही वाला बढ़िया है
Regnum Kaya on 7.
सारा किल ले लिए
TRX on 4.
I only have 2 words for that. Gear sighting.
Oh. You had to do it to him. AJ super low on the rollout from the blue zone. Trying to travel on in down the roadside, but that's not going to be pretty, especially when the vehicle is away from you. Even the cover doesn't want to stick around.
क्या था रे
Going down, APG, hang on a minute, there's a roll-up.
That's nice.
It's Regnum Kaya finding
That's
2 from
incredible.
APG. That is a huge pickup on their 2-2 split. Reapus is next on the menu. Silas hops out before the damage is done all the way on his health bar. And Loxy wants the rest of it. Over towards Doc, but he goes down. It's a trade-off. Can they get back in for the res though? Can they get Loxy back to his feet?
अरे चूतिया एक ही प्लेयर बचे हुए हो तुम्हारा 2 प्लेयर नॉक है
For Regnum Kaya, getting themselves up towards a top 3 is the highest priority. Loxy is 100% gone. I love the push though. I love the attempt. For Regnum Kaya, they are now just looking for a higher placing. Already a lot of eliminations on this game, but I do not see Flash allowing Silas to leave, and they do not.
अरे यार
Keep him under lock and key in the meantime. DRX still looking to chase towards Alpha 7. Another Elim to look for. And will rack up the point. Yunbin now storming around the front, but caught by the off angle. Ulf should be able to clean this one up now.
बाहर
As DRX are drawn a little bit short of the mark. Don't think that they've crossed that 100-point boundary, which means that we're getting closer to locking in our Smash boundary. At the end of next match, we've still got one more Miramar to play today, but this should be an Ulf chicken dinner. And this might be able to put them close.
Ulf का chicken dinner है भाई
I think for Ulf, didn't they win the Erangel?
Did they win the Rondo? I think they won one today.
I thought they won the Erangel. The ones to.
Oh, maybe.
मार देगा
I'm not sure. I think it might have been the Rondo. Okay. I'm not entirely sure. I have to go back and double check. But right now, they could be on for a big game here. 7 elims.
गया ये खत्म
Taking it up to 8 now. Second place locked in. Team Flash as well, getting into this one very late. And we know what they can do in the last moments of a Miramar. They do have a little bit of tenacity to them. But for Ulf, they're on 69 points, so now up to 70, I think, with that elim. So we'll be put on 80 with a chicken dinner, and if they can get those
2v4
they very much will be within striking distance.
2v4 2v4 2v4 2v4 2v4
Stay in that conversation. Keep up with the leader.
Zeus will not be making this pass from the rock here. And I think Tops will be the final member once again, as is tradition there for Flash. And the
Oh, bhai,
shots are
bhai,
clean
bhai.
from Aaron.
Put him back behind the rock. The rollouts there, the nade, the spray, the backseat swap out. And it is Ulf for a chicken dinner on our first Miramar of the day. They don't look super happy about it. It wasn't the biggest elim count.
चलो गाइस आज का हो गया आज सेकंड पोजीशन पे कौन आया रे
I mean, fantastic stuff. 2 phenomenal Turkish teams.
वुल्फ का जीतने से ज्यादा कुछ नहीं एपीजी का आंसू गिर रहा है ओजी आरू लौड़ा इंडियन प्लेयर्स से नफरत है साला नाटकबाजी इन लोगों का स्थिति ये है कि हमको भी बोलोगे ना भाई अच्छा इंटरनेट और मोबाइल देके 2 फिंगर से मर दे आरू अल्लाड़ू जल्दी दिखाओ, लॉग आउट किया जाए आज का।